Welcome, sketchbook heroes and sketchbook warriors. We have quite a battle tonight. We have a lot of pictures. We're going to see what we're going to draw tonight. So let's take a quick look at what we've got and share my screen. We've got a lot of stuff going here. Ooh, so much. Let's go find it. There it is. No, I don't have it. Hold on. Let me close that. Designers. There we go. These are the pictures. And they're in order from simplest to more complex. What I like about this one is it tells story. It's very simple, but it tells story. It tells a story. And that's what drawing, part of what drawing should be about, telling story and really, story is such a tradition that goes back thousands of years, to caveman days, so you look at this and see, okay, you see the balloons, but then you see the hands. And you kind of want to ask yourself, what's going on? Is he reaching? Is he letting him go? Is he trying to, catch him? There's a lot of questions, but you can personally interpret anything you'd like with that simple drawing. And then we go to another simple drawing, something that's also in the sky, a little bird chirping. And then we got some simple circle bears and bunnies and other things. That we will cats. I see a cat in there. Bears. Really good and simple way to start with simple shapes. And then more shapes. We got squares. And then we're going into a shell here. We might skip this shell because I saw this and somebody had a comment on drawing a door. Hey, wait a minute. Cuando entres o salgas de la vida de alguien, cierra la puerta con cariño. When you enter somebody's life or leave it, close the door with loving cariño. Yeah, I think somebody had put the definition of that, or the translation.
Yeah, I translated that. It doesn't seem to be showing up though.
No, it's not showing up. That's weird because it did show up earlier. I saw it earlier. And
well,
then we got
a lot of trouble there because I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah, well, I just translated it, and that's weird because I did see it.
Yeah,
maybe somewhere else. And we got the Three Stooges, and we got this. I know for Snoopy fans. Yeah, there was another comment on there too. I saw the comment that we'll see if we get to it. But yes, there's never enough Snoopy snooping around, Snoop Dogg. And we got the rabbits. We got Day of the Man, Hombre. There was comments there. This is a really nice flowing character, and this is where you get gesture drawing. You really get nice flow and movement, and that comes from understanding. Somebody asked, actually, there was a couple of people that asked about drawing figure drawing. Figure drawing is done on Tuesdays. We've got our next week figure drawing, and then next month we'll still be doing figure drawing, but only for a couple weeks. Only a couple weeks, and then we're going to take some days off, and we're also going to jump to something else. We'll be switching to something else, but we've got this next week and some weeks next month for figure drawing left, and then we'll see where we're going to go next with that. And it's all practice. You should be practicing on your own, just like tonight. Tonight is just practice. That's all we do here, practice. And the lessons are coming. So the lessons are coming starting next week. The drawing course is going to be up, so hopefully I can keep up with everybody because we're just getting the first videos out. Here it says, cuando te agrega alguien que sube más memes que tú, que veo un rival. So it says when you see somebody add more memes than you, then what do you see? A rival. Okay, and there was a translation on here too. That's really weird. Yes, I think so. I don't know if they were erased or what. And we did have a passing of a pooch a few weeks ago. I did a painting, and I think that's what might have inspired somebody. But to put this up, death ends a life, not a relationship, which is really true. I mean, there's so much that goes through. And we've got the Three Stooges simplified here. Oh, where did it go? I thought I had it in order. We had cats and stuff. Let me see. Maybe I think I did put them in order. Oh well, so this is what we'll be doing. And I know I saw somebody that we need to do the doors, so we definitely will be doing the doors. Nice shapes. I really like this. And artists break things down. So, you want to look at other artwork and try to draw from life. And you can see just the simple squares and see this car that's just facing us. That's great. Desert by the Beach by Charles Harker. There we go. And then we got this beach also broken down by an artist. Notice these little pyramid waves, shapes, right? Breaking it down. Look at this oval shape for that that beach tube, and really nice composition. Really simplified drawing. Let's see if we can get to that one. I like that. And this is a little more complex, but you can see the triangles a little bit in here, the little peaks in the waves, but the artist definitely sees them and brings them to you. Tillamook Rock Lighthouse in Oregon. Nice.
Tillamook.
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 And then we got this one too, a fine art print, Beach Walk, 1994 by Timothy Easton. Really nice. The lighting, you can see it's like a sunset, even though the sun's not there, and the sun's on the opposite side as the shadows are casted towards us. Very nice, very nice. And you can see the story here, like, wow, the two little kids and the mom, you know, walking towards the sunset or sunrise, probably sunset.
Eladio?
Yes.
Also notice it's practically monochrome. I mean, not monochrome, like two colors, not monochrome. There's orange and blue, and because we just did a painting like that, and so it's you know, that makes it more dramatic, I think. You know,
right. No, yeah, it's definitely a limited palette. Yeah. Very nice. And then we've got another one here, this one by Monet. Yes, another beach scene. This one's really nice. You can see the composition, the way the artist puts stuff together and balances the big heavy stuff on the right with all the little stuff on the left, divided by this vanishing point in the middle. That's almost like the fulcrum, right? Kind of like a balance. And that's composition. That's definitely when you start thinking about putting what you learn together to create your own art. There it is. And here's like, wow, a beach in Britain during the early months of COVID. Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, that would take actually it's doable. This is doable. I mean, not in our practice here. We can probably, I don't know, we'll see, squeeze it in. All right, let's get these balloons out of the way, and then we'll do these the bird and the little animals here so the kids can go to sleep. So we'll start here. I don't break this down because it's kind of already broken down. If you really want to get accurate, we can shoot for accuracy, but we'll just do this one real quick. And as people join us, how many people we got? We got 10 people here tonight. Thank you for joining us. As always, we are here every week, drawing and breaking things down. This one's pretty much broken down. People are asking as far as drawing and sketching from imagination. This is where it starts. You know, you want to imagine simple things and then go to more complex. So balloons would be easy to imagine. Oh, we got a new light. Oh, actually, it's the same light, but I moved it as I was doing my recordings. Let's stop sharing. Let's look for my chat and add this picture in the chat. Very simple. And a good practice too. This is good practice. As we get to our shapes page, and I create a shapes page. There it is, a shapes page. Our shapes page, you want to practice drawing shapes, especially here we go. Especially if you want to, you know, draw from your imagination. These are some of the questions people had or topics people were interested in: drawing cartoons, shapes, foundation stuff, sketching. I really like this comment that was here from a beginner. They said, total beginner, nothing left but to improve. Trees, perspective, proportions, and shapes. I am going to be adding questions now as far as like the meetup. Instead of just topics, I want to see questions. You should be asking questions. How do you do this? How do you do that? What is, you know, so I'm going to be doing that. For the last week of March, we got 2 green pencils here as well. We are going to do this. All right. So I see 3 circles. Now the 3 balloons. Now, if you really want to get the proportions right, you want to see how they relate to each other. And there's an angle to the 3 balloons, right? You can see one balloon here, another balloon below it, and then the other one in between those 2. And if you can see that triangle, I didn't draw it out, but notice these angles of where the positions kind of are of those balloons. That'll help get it a little more accurate. And then there's the hands that are below, okay? Even though it's a really simple one and you don't have to shoot for accuracy, accuracy just comes with practice. And this is the part of the practice, seeing where things go and seeing the big shapes those three balloons. All right, so here we go. Let's start with the top left one. I kind of sketched it out with my light green pencil. Let's go with the dark green pencil because I think I'm ready to rock and roll and do our first balloon, which is going to go right up here in this corner of this triangle, right about there. And I'm drawing it, not sketching it. I sketched out the light green, and here's my dark green. Let's zoom in a little bit. There we go. You can see my sketch underneath and my drawing on top. And then there's the little tie for the balloon. And I can see, if we can try to shoot for accuracy, it kind of comes out at this angle. And there's two bends. It's kind of like a backward Z or an S. It kind of goes like this way, that way, and then it curves at the end like that. And that's pretty close to being accurate. And you can just squiggle it. It doesn't matter, but sometimes you want to shoot for accuracy. Notice the distance between these two. Notice the distance, the shape, the size. If we need to, actually, it's what's pretty cool here. Once we have this size, we can go closer or further away. The angles will stay the same. The angles will stay the same. What's important here is seeing the distance between these two. And you can see that actually the distance is less than this balloon here. So looking at the space in between, the negative space, once you have your first one, the other ones need to kind of have a relationship. They have a relationship. So this is probably a little bit closer. I'm looking at it's a little bit closer. And this balloon here is almost round. It's a little bit, it's not as tall as this one, the ratio. If you look at the ratio on this one's a little bit rounder, but still a little bit, yeah, it goes up. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. And it does pull out here. I actually already did it pull out on the left side a little bit. And it's a little rounder than that one, a little smaller. And here we go, our little tie underneath it. And then we've got this one, it looks like it's a little bit longer, the string coming out this way. And it does have that same bend in it, that little bend right about in here. See, I go there with that one flow of the line, and then I see that bend in there. That one bend, actually it's just one. So let's, I think a little bit less, but right there, one band and then out, that right there, just like that. And again, we're shooting for accuracy right now, and nobody's going to know how accurate we're really pushing this. There's my light. It's a little bit more of an oval. How accurate, because we can just draw circles, but we're trying to draw what we see and observe and see the space. Even if it's a simple drawing like this, there's relationships that you need to try to see and get. See the negative space, the space that's not there. Or you can just draw really quick. It's up to you. It's all about practice. It really is just about practice and having fun. Sometimes you're trying to look and trying to get it really exact and trying to aim for perfection. And sometimes that's can be fun and challenging, but it can also be a pain in the balloon. All right, here we go. So I can see the flow of the line on this one. And there's, again, another little staircase bump right in there, that staircase bump, and it comes out. So there we go, bump and down, kind of like that. Yeah, right about there, I would say. And then we got the two hands. Now, again, when we draw hands, I see the circles. You can see the circles for the hands. There's just one hand there and another hand right there, and then all the little fingers that go in it. So I'm going to probably bring the hands, the wrists down a little bit. And there's two angles for the wrists. There's you can see it kind of facing that way, and this one's almost straight up and down, vertical, which is really interesting. There we go. And then we're just going to do there you can see the thumb, and then all the other fingers. And this one is just a bunch of fingers. So here we go. Let's just go ahead and draw a bunch of fingers. I'm not going to break it down. We've drawn hands. But they go in that circle. They go in that circle. Those of you just joining us, welcome. We're just getting started with a simple drawing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 fingers. Try to get that thumb in there. Bam. And they go in that little circle. It's not that accurate. It's not that accurate. But it's fun. It's fun. Just do it for fun. The thumb is on the inside. So put the thumb on the inside, and then the fingers 1, 2, 3, 4, and the thumb, that's 5. And then here we go. Boom. There's the two little hands. There's our two little hands. And there it is. There's our drawing, first drawing. But all right. Oof. I made it harder than I used to like to draw. No, just keep it simple. Just keep it simple. If you know, we're shooting for accuracy here, but if you want to just keep it simple, just draw a balloon and add a little tie to it, and you know, doesn't have to be all that complicated. It doesn't. And then you can use your imagination. Oh, we can add different shapes. Oh, how about a triangular balloon, right? How about a square balloon, right? Just a rounded edges, a little more square shape. And animal balloons, you know. Oh, here we go. Our next drawing, animals. We got some animals. All right, but practice drawing. Everything is made up of shapes. Everything you see is shapes, and balloons are form. So that's actually really cool. I can make it form, make it three-dimensional. Somebody asked about 3 dimensions. You can add a little bit of shading, a little bit of shadow. Look at it, starts looking more three-dimensional, But that's a next lesson. We're getting it too complicated. All right. Let's go to the animals. Let's share our screen again. And this is going to be fun. I saw a lot of fun animals here. Oh, the bird. That's going to be the bird first. Here's our bird. Simple shape. You can see it kind of swoop down on this side. The bottom's pretty flat, but the shape is has the same height, same width. It's got the same height, same width. It's really close to being square. Let's bring out the tools here. Animals, yes. Somebody in our chat typed in animals. Yes, actually that was requested as well. It was actually you don't see the requests, only I see the request. But here's our square. Notice our perfect square there, our perfect square, and see how it fits. Bam, it's really close to, see, look at that. And it looks not like square because it does get cut off, but if you're looking at the tip, top, and then the bottom, and then the sides, you can see how it fits there in that square, and you can see how that comes out a little bit. Or we can also use a circle, but you can see how it really swoops down, and the bottom is flatter. And this nice little curve up here, and the way it curves, and the way it just kind of, let's do this. Let's throw some lines on there so you can see this. You can see this angle here, like right there, the top of the head, and then here, this kind of like at that angle, and then this side back here kind of swoops down at this angle, which is that angle there. I just have to move it now. This one here, let's move it back. That one right there, the way it just comes up here, and then this angle. So this is the top of the head, and then this angle here swoops down, and then this front of the head, and this angle here, this one actually is that one, but then also you also get this angle here, and it's just a combination of angles. I mean, that's what curves are. Curves are just a combination of angles. You want to see the angles, and then the curves can confuse. Curves can confuse. So don't let the curves confuse you. Try to see the way it flows. Try to see the way it moves. Line moves. Hopefully this helps. Let's see. Let's clear all that. Oh, let's move it. And do you need the guides? All right. Well, let's use the guides. Animals. Yes, we're drawing animals. Birds, to be specific. General animals, specific birds, specific this Tweety bird. Here we go, capture it, and it is now in the chat. Let's draw this. And then we got a bunch of other animals, and then it's bedtime, bedtime for the kitties. And as we go to a little bit harder,
they don't want to give in. They're still at it.
They're still at it. Great.
Yeah,
It's
thank
fun.
you. Thanks so
Sorry,
much.
we're still
Thank you.
doing this.
Awesome. So yeah, you can put all these drawings together. It's all fun. Just drawing shapes. Everything's made up of shapes. You can actually even start off with, even here, watch this. Start off with a circle, and then we can start kind of breaking it down, because we've got that angle that kind of was there. Then we had this other angle that was kind of like here. And then we had this other angle that kind of was kind of like there. These 3 angles. Now, you can see that. What? I don't see that. That's fine. But if you can see this now, watch. I'm going to, this front part, this angle here was a lot straighter as it came up this way. And then it goes up and then comes, let's use the darker green. See, that's all sketching. Here I'm trying to draw a line. I'm trying to draw nice, clean, one stroke as it comes up this way and then down that way. There we go. You can see it kind of, as the line comes this way, kind of like, it feels like it's falling, falls down. And then it swoops this way. Now I'm not going to draw it dark in here because it's that's where the tail feather goes. The tail goes right in there. But it's pretty, that other line down here was straight. So here's straight. And then here kind of just curves onto that. There we go. That's the kind of the shape. You can see that shape. Wow. Whoa. And it's okay, I'm messing up a little bit, but it's kind of that shape. If you get it, great. If you don't, that's okay. And I think mine can be a little bit rounder. I'm going to bring it up a little bit and see, I can make these adjustments. And nothing's ever perfect, but we practice doing our best. And if you can, you know, and just doing it for fun. Just draw for fun. There we go. There's that. And it's probably, yeah, I probably stretched it up a little bit. That's okay. The tail does come out here. I can see it as a shape, the shape that's going to be right about there. I can see the height and the width, how it's going to fit right there. And then the wing, there's a little bit of a wing in here, and it's small, okay, because I can see the halfway point of this shape. And on the half, breaking this in half, and you can see on this half, right about in there on this half is where that wing is, right? We're breaking it into parts. We see the big parts, the little parts, and how they all fit. And then in this top half, we can break it in half this way. In top half, right about here is that eye. Right here is that eye. Make that little eye. It's actually pretty big. Right about there. You got to see the spacing and how it fits in there. Let's see, as I break this into fourths, that helps. And then the beak is right across from that eye. And it's a little simple beak, a little simple beak. Again, a relationship. See how it relates. See how it fits. Every drawing is like a puzzle. You see the shapes, be the big shapes, small shapes, and how they all fit together. And, you know, you try to do all this puzzle. And this shape here, it's kind of like a circle and a triangle together. It's a compound shape. This is that tear shape, that teardrop shape. And you can see the angle of that teardrop shape, kind of like coming up at this. And it, yeah, that's it. Right, so let's draw that. Here we go. There's a little bit of a pull on it right there. And that's okay. But you got that wing shape right in there. Oh, there's our bird. All right. And all we need is a tail feather. We can start breaking this down into parts. You can see the one big tail feather, and then there's two tail feathers underneath that, 1, 2 in that space. And then it adds on to, just like a piece of clay, we're adding that tail feather to this other shape. So let's do that. And I can see it sketched really lightly in there. See how it's in there really lightly? Now I can go in there and just trace that. Here we go. There we go. And around and around. There it is. Voila. There's our little Tweety bird. Simple but complex. You know, there we go. It's more than just a circle. There's all this rounded. Look at notice this how it drops right into that backside, and this side's a little further straighter, and the bottom is flat, and then the wings. There it is. The tails. All right, and there is a little chirp. There's two little circles. I don't know what kind of clef this is, but there's two little circles. One's a little bigger. That's okay. And then you've got that little bar that goes above it, right about there, and right about there. These two little things, and the top part. There's our bird. All right, getting another person coming in, connecting to audio. Welcome, welcome. We are on our second drawing of the night. That's fine. Our chit chat a half hour. I know we don't chit chat as much as we used to. Share your work. You can also share your work if you go to our website. You can go to our website. All right. So I'm gonna we're done with our second drawing of the night. So let's share again, and I'll share my website as well.
I ended up getting a bird/fish.
What's that?
I ended up getting a bird/fish.
Oh, bird/fish. Ah, now if you post your drawing, I can see it can help you. I mean, usually it's just shapes and oh,
yeah,
okay.
It turned out okay. I don't know how to post them yet.
Oh, okay. Well, that's where. Okay, here let's go to our website. Yeah, let's go to our website. Our website is sketchbookhero.com. So if you go to sketchbook.
Oh, okay.
Sketchbookhero.com. Let's see. Here we go. Sketchbookhero.com, and then we've got a place you can post. You can actually post here on our new community, Sketchbook Heroes and Warriors Facebook group. You can post stuff there. Some people have been posting pictures, yeah, and I have some videos and stuff there. You can see some of these videos, you know, drawing eyes and drawing other stuff, lips. There's my painting that I did. This was in process. Here's so this is not even finished. And another painting I did here. This is another painting. And you can see the process here. Ah, my daughter. And yeah, I struggled with the composition a little bit. I drew small and I drew it bigger and bigger and finally got to this painting there. What else? Yeah, some graffiti cleanup and all this other stuff. I didn't do that, but you can see, you know, it's really about believing that you can, you know. A lot of times we believe we can't, or we get the can'ts. I can't do this. I can't. But post your stuff, and I can give you some feedback there. Let's go back here. We've got our drawing course coming soon. 6 days, 23 hours coming soon. That's next week. It launches a week from today. I already started my first video. I'm hoping to post at least 2 or 3 short videos. They're really going to be short videos, like 3 to 5 minute videos. Really just pushing this course here, pushing the mindset, pushing the goals, pushing line drawing, all the basics here. Just a quick shot of basics and what you should be practicing on. And you're going to know which step you're on. We do all this practice every night, but it's a lot. And then there's videos here too, so you can take a look at these videos. This frog here, there's faces, a lot of other stuff. Yeah, as we redesign this. So launching next week. I'm hoping.
Eladio.
Yes.
Eladio, one of the kids has a question.
Yes.
He drew the bird and it looks kind of mean. He didn't mean to do that, but it came out. Can I show it to you?
Yes.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm on my phone.
Hold on. Okay. All right, go ahead. And we'll get to drawing all those little animals in a second. Enable photos, access in Facebook, then post. Thank you, Demi. You can also post here. I'm not sure on your under the chat. Maybe if you have the same stuff that I do, if you go to the chat, you can. There's these little tools, and there's a screenshot, or you can show your video. I think we just lost you, Pearl. Okay, we'll just jump to the animals then. Animals are just circle shapes. We'll go back. Let's just go to these animals. If Pearl, you come back, we'll jump to you. I just want to show the animals that we're going to be drawing. And these are pretty quick, simple circle shapes. And you can see how much variation you can get just with these shapes, right? They're just kind of like oval shapes. You can see the little, this one is a little bit more like a square and a circle. This one's definitely more of an oval. You can see it pull on this side and pull on this side, and how it's a little more rounded on this left side. I mean, these are circles, but there's little variations. This one's very symmetrical, and it's pulling out a little bit on the bottom side, You know, here you can see this is also kind of like a squarish, kind of the corners are kind of pulled out. So, and then a little oval. And then just the placement of everything, all the eyes and everything. All right, Pearl, so if you, I don't know, we just totally lost you. So, all right, let's do this simple drawing.
No,
and then...
I'm sorry. I think I got it. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Hold on. Sorry.
And then we've got this little niece scene. All right, and that will be next. And then we'll get into a little more advanced. So those of you just getting here, we got, I don't know, we might skip that one. See that door.
Can you see me now?
Yeah, I can see it now. All right, let's see. Let me spotlight you. Hold on 1 second. There we go. All right, and he looks mean. Ah, the eye. It's the eye. All right, that's why he looks mean. All right, but that's okay. That's the eyes can really show expression, and maybe we'll talk about expressions in eyes on our animal drawings right now. Right,
Okay,
so,
thanks.
Wait,
yeah.
excuse me. I actually trying to make the bird help the kid who's reaching out for the balloons.
Ah, great storytelling. That's awesome. That's awesome. I
Thank
love
you.
it. I love it. I love it. And
Okay,
that's what
thank
it's
you.
about, telling stories. I mean, the drawings don't have to be perfect. What's important is your ideas and putting that all together. Oh, that's awesome. The bird helping out with the
Okay, thank you.
balloons, the lost balloons. Oh, you're welcome. All right, so let me share the faces, and we'll draw those simple faces. We're really going simple tonight. Again, everything is made up of shapes. Everything you see is made up of shapes. It's learning to see the shapes. learning to see circles and squares. If you're barely beginning, look around you. There's circles and squares everywhere. I'm sure in your room that you're at right now, wherever you are, there's circles and squares around you. You got to look for them and find them and see what kinds of circles, what kind of shapes, you know, and how do they change? What are the ratios? What are the angles? What are the proportions? All right, let's go with all these animals. All right, we got a bunch of circles. Oh, let me talk a
Eladio,
little bit.
could you-
Yes.
Could you spotlight yourself?
Yes, I was about to. Thank you,
Oh,
though.
sorry.
Yeah. I saw that right when I looked up. Thank you. You got me. Thanks for your help, though. I really appreciate that because that really, I got it. All right. I think like right when you were saying that, I was like looking. That's funny. All right. All right. So here we go. Here's our bears. Let's get these bears and animals. There are all kinds of animals. Again, everything shapes around you. Look around you as we take a little pause here. And you can see this bear. This bear, I'm seeing there's a little bit of an angle to it, slight angle. I mean, there's a slight angle to it. If you look, I always look at the axis lines. I can see a slight angle to this bear. This I'm doing the top left bear. Top left bear. And there we go. Just draw that oval shape. You can just, you don't have to be as accurate as I am. You don't. You can just draw an oval shape and then, you know, have fun with it. Have fun with it. But if sometimes you're at that level where you're like trying to shoot for accuracy and getting upset and breaking your pencils, oh, a colored pencil. We're sketching with colored pencils tonight. And then I can see the eyes. There's a slight angle to the eyes. Really slight, actually. I think I'm going to add a little more of an angle. But definitely once you have that symmetry, that the axis lines, you can kind of see the center and that center, right? The axis minor and the axis major, the big one, the big axis, the longer side, and then the shorter side. And then below that are the eyes. The eyes are below that area. And I would say the nose is right in the middle. The nose is right in the middle there, a little circle nose. And then a circle triangle mouth that right underneath it, just kind of like a little bit of a triangle, kind of resting underneath that circle. And then you've got the two eyes. The two eyes. Watch your spacing, right about there, and then right about there. There's the eyes. Now, eyes can show a lot of expression. If you want to make eyes mad, kind of like the little boy, you can draw it. You can just do eyebrows down like this a little bit. Even if you do little circles around it and you get this little eye, the eyebrows can show a lot of angry bear. There's an angry bear, right? So it can show feelings and emotions, and that's what's great about drawing. And once you understand that, you can do it from imagination. Okay, I'm going to make this bear mad. I'm going to make him, somebody took my honey. Who took my honey? All right, we got some ears. Having fun tonight. All right, add some ears here. And you can add a body and stuff like that. Just again, just shapes, but we're just doing the heads here. That's all somebody submitted. So submit your drawings. What do you want to draw? What you're having trouble with? This one is another circle. This one's you know, I'm just trying to draw what I see. I'm drawing that close to a circle. It does pull down slightly here in the bottom. And then it's pretty round. It's got a flat side here. It is I'm going from the top. There's three animals at the top. This is kind of like, it looks like another bear. And I'm drawing them one by one. There we go. And there's a little bit of a pull at the bottom, but it's really close to a circle shape, really close. And there's a little bit of a pull on this side. And this is like a, you know, like a piece of clay. You can see I'm adding to it. And let's break that into fourths. 1, 2, really close to it. And I can see that the nose is probably up here in the middle part right here, that middle half. And it's almost a triangle shape. I would say it's really close to a triangle and an oval shape right in the middle. Notice how it's in the middle of that half. You're looking at fractions, right? This is fractions. This is half, and this is a half of a half or a fourth, right? Fractions, math. Oh my gosh. I used to like to draw. As one student told me once, but that's okay. We draw for fun. It depends on where you're at. I would push students sometimes, you know, push them, challenge them. And sometimes it's like people are not ready for the challenge, and that's okay. That's okay. You got to know when you're ready for the challenge, ready to step up your game, and just try to keep it fun. All right, so this mouth comes right to the middle. I would say right to the middle, and right where the middle is that tongue. That bear tongue is right in the middle, right in there. See that like a U shape, like the letter U. And then it's got a little line down the middle for the tongue. And there it is. Let's zoom in. All right. You can see that helps probably. And then you can see the ears, one ear. Oh, let's do the eyes. But like the eyes are like right above the nose, just slightly above the nose in that space right there. See, I just drew that line really quick as a guide. And eventually you don't even need to do the guides. You can see that that's where it goes right there and right there, that eye. And then you can see the ears. This one's a little bit thinner and pointing out in that direction. You can see the direction of that ear. This one's a little bit wider and on that same spot on this other side, right in there. There's our bear, our mad bear. Actually, we can make this one a surprise bear, kind of like a happy bear. This one looks a little more happy, but you can put the eyebrows going up this way. Like, look at how it changes the emotion, the feeling of the bear. Eyes can show you a lot of emotion, and the eyebrows too. The eyebrows, he's kind of like, huh, what happened now? And this one's mad. This is a mad bear. Who took my honey? Huh? What happened? What honey? Who's honey? All right, here we go. Let's go with the bunny. The bunny took the honey. The bunny took the honey. And this one looks like a serious bunny. Let's see. He's almost like a circle shape. He's really close to circle. I would probably say there's a little bit like if it was a piece of clay, it kind of got hit on this side, a little flat on that side, and it's a little bit pulled on this side, but really slight. I'm exaggerating, but you can see this little band. You got to learn to see those shapes. It's these little, little changes that will help make your drawings more accurate. If that's what you're shooting for, accuracy. Accuracy is not, it's a good thing to shoot for, but it's not everything. It's not. But if you're trying to draw people, trying to draw things that, you want to shoot for accuracy. If you're drawing for fun, accuracy is not that fun. All right, so right in the middle is where the eyes are. I think that's getting my axis line. And that axis line right there. And the eyes are right in the middle. They're not like on the fourths, they're a little bit closer to the center. So if I were to break this down into fourths, the eyes are on that middle line going across the horizontal line. But on this side, they're a little bit on the inside, just slightly on the inside of these two lines that I just drew, just slightly on the inside. There we go. Seeing how the relations, how it all fits. And then we got the nose. It's a little bit of a triangle going down like that. And then we got a little bit of a line and then another triangle upside down like that way. And this, I don't know, it's the ears that are down. That's why this one looks sad. And this here, not just they can also be sad. Look at that. That really makes the poor bunny look sad with his ears down. Bunny, did you take my honey? There's a whole story there. You can write a whole story. I didn't take your honey. Don't yell at me. Okay, I'm sorry. Who did it? Who took the honey? Was it the cat? Ooh, there's a cat and there's another bear that's underneath. So we got another 3 drawings. I'm going to draw these a lot faster. I'm going to draw these other ones a little faster. You get the idea. This one's kind of like a square, but it's rounded. See, it's really square, and then it's really rounded, but it's almost square. I mean, it's got that square shape, that circle. There, see, it's a little more square on this bear, and his ear is up like this. Huh? Did somebody say something? He's got his ear up. There's the story. He's listening out. And I got this other ear that's kind of like right in there. And I'm drawing faster. I'm picking up this pace. And if I'm drawing too slow, you got to, you've got to take charge of your learning and, do your own drawing, add more. If I'm going too fast, you can draw what we just drew, draw it over, draw it at your own pace. That's the thing. That's what makes school really hard. That everybody's at their own different pace. Now the eyes are, and sometimes the class goes too fast or too slow, and that's not good. Yeah, but you can see these eyes here at an angle. There we go. There's that, and there's the nose, and that's it. See, voila. See, it's kind of square shape there, and then you've got the ears, and then it's a really interesting difference. I like that because it's not symmetrical. All these other ones are symmetrical, which means Word of the day. It's the same measurement, symmetrical, symmetry. It's the same on both sides. This is the same on both sides, really similar on both sides. This one's not. You can kind of find a center, but it's not. It's this ear would be on this side, and this ear, it's not symmetrical. All right, that's more interesting usually. All right, so here on this cat, it's kind of like a circle shape and a little bit of a pull on it. There's a little bit of a pull on that circle for the nose or the snout on that cat. If you notice, and it pulls a little bit to the left, a little bit to the left. There we go. So now here we go. Let's draw that shape, that circle shape with a little bit of a pull to the left. All right, there. That's it. And then that the nose. Well, let's break it into halves. It does have an angle to it. The eyes are at an angle. The eyes are a slight angle. And I'm seeing kind of the middle, and the middle again. Those eyes are like in this bottom half. So if this is half, break this half. Got to know your fractions. Half, and these are simple fractions. This is half and then half again. We're eyeballing it. And then speaking of eyeballs, that's where we draw the eyeballs. There's going to be one here on this line and the other one right there on that fourth line. Seeing the fractions helps with proportions. People asking about proportions. Where's my line? We had proportions and shapes. That's what we're doing tonight. Shapes. And somebody else asked for about proportions. No, just one person asked about proportions tonight. Here we are. This is proportions. How big something is compared to something else. Here we go. There's the nose, another triangle, and then that coming down. And then it's got to really make it look like a cat. So you don't want it to look like a fish or other stuff. And that's what happens. You change the proportions. This could easily look like a fish if we bring that shape down this way, and that could be that way, and this could come out this way, right? And then all of a sudden, before you know it, you've got a fish kind of like this, right? See, now this looks more like a fish bird, right? It's just, and that's it. And it takes practice. Like, oh, okay. Oh, wait a minute. I see. I need to bring this out a little bit more.
That's kind of how mine looks.
Yeah, that's fine. See, that's what happens. It's just changing your proportions and changing the, but it's all good. It's all practice. It's all practice. It's not about perfection. It's about the process. It's about the progress and the process and patience and persistence. It's testing your patience, testing your persistence. Do you give up? Do you quit? Or do you keep going? Yeah, I'm going to keep going. And then you get it and it's like, oh, I got it. I got it. That's the best feeling. That's the best feeling when you get it. It's like you struggle, and then all of a sudden you see the light. And you're like, oh, I get it. Sometimes you don't get it. Sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes it takes a while. There's my cat. I think I made it a little too wide up here. I can probably a little too high. I can shave it down if I was sketching it and then fixing it, but it's okay. See, I'm not perfect either. Sometimes it's hard to draw and talk at the same time. Here we go. We got 3 more little animals. I'm going to draw them faster. Here we go. Another little shape, another circle shape, trying to get that shape. I sketch it in real quick. Then once I have it there, I can see, okay, it needs to be a little bit flatter on the side, a little bit more like that, really close to being round. But there we go. And then we got one ear sticking out here. Every time I see a circle, I think of it as a clock. I can see this one at 11 o'clock, kind of pointing up about that big. And that's proportions too, how big this ear is compared to the body or the head. That's proportions, seeing how big that shape is compared to this. And then this one's coming out at this angle. That one's probably a little higher. That's okay. I'm losing my accuracy a little bit, but the eyes are up here. The eyes are up here at an angle, right up in there, and the nose is up pretty high too. If we find the middle, you can see that nose is above the middle. Above the middle, it's up pretty high. It's right about there, I would say. And then the one eye up here, and then the other eye down here. Simple little circle shapes, eyes. Oops, I just messed that one up. Now he looks mad. I'll make this one look mad. I'm going to bring the eye down. See how easy you can just by a mistake make him look mad. I didn't do it. I didn't take your, I know it depends on how you react. If somebody tells you something, did you take it? No, I didn't take it. Oh, I didn't take it. You can, all these reactions. I didn't take your honey. Don't talk to me like that. You can give them that same energy back. I don't know. Sometimes, I don't know, being accused, things go disappearing. Like, oh no, here it is. I just put it in the wrong place. Oh, I'm sorry. It's my fault. And you can see this rabbit. This is a rabbit shape here. Let's get this rabbit. This is the rabbit. It's a little bit wider at the bottom as it comes up. It's not a perfect circle. It does look like it's pulled up here, and looks like it's a little wider at the bottom, a little more pulled at the top. That shape. There we go. And then we've got everything's about in this space right in here. Everything I can see this, all this isn't here in this space. The eyes are right there. This is a different way of doing it. I'm doing a different approach right here. The eyes are right about there, but I'm seeing the space. I'm seeing that space. The eyes are right about there, and then the nose is right about there. And then he looks sad too. He's got, I don't know why I think these poor, you see the mouth is down like that. The mouth is another thing to look at that can make things look sad. One ear is going down this way. It's not symmetrical. One ear is going down this way, and the other ear is kind of pulled up slightly on this side. And there's our bunny. Almost bedtime. One more bear to go. That's our last drawing, our last circle shape. And then here's our, this one's, you can see it pull up a little bit. You know, you can sketch it and like a piece of clay, add to it. Okay, let's add a little bit to the top. And then it's a little bit wider at the sides. And then we can go in there, and I didn't use my light green. I broke it. And I just used my dark green, a little bit lighter. And there's that piece. And then now I can just go in here and say, okay, this is where I'm gonna draw it now, nice and dark, a nice clean line instead of all that sketchy stuff. It's good to sketch. And then we've got the nose right in the middle, probably a little bit above the middle, just slightly. See if you can see that, how it's just slightly, but if you hit the middle, that's pretty good. And how big it is compared to how everything else is. It's about maybe, yeah. See how the space here, how big it is. Somebody might make it bigger than it is or smaller, but and that takes practice seeing in that. And that's okay, but that's proportions, because we have a different shape. If you made it too big, then the outside circle should be bigger or smaller. And that's where, you know, you want to see when you sketch it lightly. I didn't sketch it lightly. I just went for it. That's okay. There's bear's got a nose, and then the mouth right in there. Yeah, hard to believe you can learn so much just from simple drawings like this. I mean, it's proportions, the same problems that you have with these simple drawings. If you really see them, not as problems, but see what the dynamics, see how it's put together, are the same things that you have with harder drawings. It's the same. Okay, and same thing that's as Einstein said, you think you have math problems, you should see mine. You think you have drawing problems, you should see mine. It's all, you look at this one that we did last week, right? This is a little more challenging, but still shapes, still everything. You can see the shapes. We kind of broke this down, see into shapes last week, right? This is a little more challenging, right? There's more stuff going on. There's our Snoopy from last week. It's still shapes. Everything's made up of shapes. It does get harder and more challenging. All right. Ooh, those are drawings from last week. Those look good. All right. What's next? Here we go. It's sleepy time. Time for bed. Let's see. All righty. What do we got? Ooh, this one's actually really nice. Oh, we gotta definitely break this one down. All righty. Here we go. This one we got to break down. Let's go full screen. Full screen. Let's right click, copy image address. Put it over here. Oh, this is my document for my class. All right, here we go. Niece. This is a picture of my niece. Now, sometimes you want to see the big shapes. Now, there's a lot of shapes. Sometimes it's hard to see the big shapes. I'm going to it's night. It's bedtime. Yeah, you can try to see the middle, right? Sometimes when there's a lot of stuff, it's really confusing. You can break the whole drawing down into in half. You can see here, this is this from here to here. The middle point, I would say, ooh, I can do it with a shape. Let's put a shape there. I would say, let me guess first. I would say the middle is right about there. Let's see how close I am at eyeballing it. Let's see. And I'm going to get my square here, my rectangle. It's going to make it a rectangle, not a square. I can already see it's probably a little bit more like here. I would probably say I'm off. It's probably a little more to the left. It's going to be the middle. It's going to be to the left of that. And here we go. Let go. I get my select tool and I click on it, and there it is. I told you I was off. So the center is right. Whoops, it's not letting me grab it. Yeah, that one. I need to click out and then click back in. There we go. And there's my center is right about there. We're going to break this whole thing down into fourths. Use the fourths. So let's bring this back up this way. I'm going to eyeball it. There it is. Same up here, same down here. So this is the middle. Here's our middle right above this boat. What is that called? Using different parts of my brain. There we go. There's the middle. There we go. See, just a simple fourths like this, use the fourths. You can see now how all this stuff right in here breaks down. You can see that we can even break this even further down into space. Like this is halfway right in there. See how it all fits in there in that half. And if we break this in half again, you can see how that breaks down in there. And if we break things down in half again, but you kind of get the idea. It's actually mostly in this half right in here, this bottom thirds, fractions. Yes, fractions. This is why, they don't teach you how it's all connected in school. Everything's connected. So if the more you know about stuff, the more you know about stuff, and it helps you in different ways that you don't even know. It's why learning. Sometimes you don't know why you're learning stuff, but there it is. Let's do this. Let me put it in the chat and get it going. Where's my chat? Where's my chat at? Here we go. There's a shout out to the chat. Niece. Wow. Niece is nice. Capture and paste, and here we go. Stop sharing. Look at those bears. And we talked about the eyes, here we go, little niece. And this is a quick sketch, and all they're doing is just looking at shapes. That's all they're doing. That's all they're doing when they did this. They're just looking at the shapes, and they see all these shapes. Whoever drew this, the artist that drew this. Oh, I just lost my screen. There we go. Here we go. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Zoom out. There we go. Nice. Yep. I got it. I'm gonna order my cameras too. I'm gonna order my cameras. Thank you for those of you supporting me. Thank you so much. It helps me. I'm gonna order those cameras now, and I'm still trying to recover from my loss, but it's all good. It's all good. We're going to just keep moving forward. That's what it's about. There's ups and downs in life, and you just sometimes don't let the downs keep you down. That's the thing, so it's hard. Can be hard sometimes, but it's it. You just break it down. And when you have support, that really helps. You're not alone. Sometimes we feel alone. Got to ask for help. And I'm here. We're here to help. We're here to help with your drawing. So we're cutting this in half. You got to break it down. And if you're having a hard time, you can break it down to simple things, right? We can break it down into parts. So that's halfway this way. Halfway this way, we're eyeballing it. And then we're going to do one more half in here, right in there. See, now that's it. This is going to help us just get all the drawing in there, because there's like I can already see. I can just really quickly sketch. There's going to be one square here, one square or rectangle. There's this rectangle, and this is square here, and then another little square right about there. And the boat should be right about here. See, in this area, right in there. That's where the boat is. The little sailboat. It's gonna be right about there. One little square here, rectangle here, kind of a rectangle, and then another shape there, and then the little tower here comes up. Oh, comes up about halfway. A little bit. No, it's less. It's less than half. It should be right about there. And then you've got the big tower. This is the focal point. This is like the most interesting part right here. This is where your eye goes. This is in composition. You have a focal point, or the emphasis, el énfasis. All right, here we have a big rectangle right about in here. And this, and notice I'm sketching really lightly. I'm just blocking everything in where everything kind of goes. And where everything goes, this goes below this half on this side. I didn't draw it out, but I can see that half and see that this goes right about there. And this one goes almost to the top. This is a triangle way up at the top. I'm just blocking it in. I'm just blocking it in. There's another shape right in there, and then another shape. Actually, probably this is probably a little bit longer. Ooh, I'm trying to get the proportions right. I'm just sketching it. I can fix it later, or fix it as I'm going here. I can see the proportions, how big something is compared to other stuff. Yeah, I'd probably say that because that's almost like a square in here. I can almost see that square in there. And this one's a little bit longer, and this one's longer and bigger as it fits right in there. There we go. We got a triangle over here, another big shape. This is a big shape. This probably takes up the most shape. This building right here. This building, this is where the staff, that's where the staff lives, and the king is up in the castle. No, I don't know. You see, you can make up your own stories. Your own stories are just simple shapes here. It's all about
No,
story.
real quick, you moved on from Snoopy to a different picture.
I'm sorry. Move on to we're drawing Nice
Did
right
you
now.
go from Snoopy to a different picture?
No, we're not drawing Snoopy right now. We're drawing this. I can share my screen again. Let me see. We're drawing.
I got a little lost.
Yeah, it's okay. We're
Oh,
drawing
the buildings.
the
Okay,
buildings.
okay.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. There we go. We're drawing these buildings. Yes. And when I broke it down into fourths, so I broke this in half and then that in half, and everything's probably in this third right in here. This is where that magic third is. We're drawing this big building here. I'm just blocking everything in, kind of putting everything where it goes, sketching it. You can see this other building here, this last building there, and then there's a building behind it that goes below the middle of this top side. This middle part goes a little bit below it, and then a square on top of it, which kind of goes a little bit above that right there. See, and and then there's a lot of other buildings here. There's two more. I might have to move this a little bit smaller. See, I have to adjust things to get the proportions right. There's one building in here, right about there, and then there's another thinner building that fits right about here and has a little cross on it. All right, and those of you who got to see my painting last week, it had little crosses. Actually, it was Greece. It was a painting of Greece, Mykonos Island. I believe that's what it's called. All right, there we go. That's it. All right, that's pretty much everything. We got some trees. There's going to be a tree right here, another tree right here, another tree right here, another tree right here. This artist just really, you can see this is a quick sketch. This is a quick sketch. They just drew it out. They just drew it out. Well, we can do that. We have everything laid out. We can kind of draw it really quickly now. There is a little bit of an angle here. There's this angle here of a beach or water or something here, and it's all just represented by one simple line. This line just comes down here. I'm already going dark with it. It comes down here. There's a little bit of a bump, a little bit more of a bump. I can bring it forward and then back and fix it a little bit, and then comes down and then back at that angle. Almost right about there. That's good. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right, let's move on up. Let's move on up. And then there's a there's a couple of little circles here. I don't know if these are waves or what, but artist put two little waves there. And then there's a bunch over here. There's probably like three and a half. So let's try to get 3.5. I don't know. We can fit. There's going to be 3.5. I can see this as 3, and then find the middle. There we go. There's one. There's my 1, 2, and 3, and then and a half. But it's off. That's okay. This drawing's not like really accurate. There we go. Right in there. We got those little waves in there. All right, let's get these buildings. Let's start with the boat. We're going to go from left to right. A really simple boat. Let's start with the bottom. It's got this triangle kind of shape, a little triangle. There, it looks like a carrot. A carrot shape. Everything's shapes. See, and all depends. We can make this into a carrot boat. Use your imagination. That's the only limitation, is your imagination. And this could be like a knife boat. Kind of the line's going up, and then it comes down on this side. It looks like a knife. It's triangle shape, and then it's cut into fourths. Another one cut into fourths. You got the one in the middle. You got the one up here, and it comes out a little bit. And then the one over here, right in there. And it's probably a little bit thinner than what I've got, but that's okay. That's all right. It's close enough. All right, let's get these buildings over here, left to right. Start with the ground. We do have the ground, so let's put the ground in. The ground goes all the way over here, right about there, right on the other side of this tree. Notice that, boom. Every drawing is like a puzzle. These puzzles have getting a little harder. You can see I put these in order. When you guys upload these pictures, I just try to get them in order from simple to more complex as we go on through the night. We're going from easy to harder and harder. And you know, take on your challenge. Find what lane you're in, and then just you know, stay in your lane for a while. And when you're ready to take on the next challenge, you take on the next challenge. All right, there's my two buildings. Notice there's a little bit of overlapping. This one is behind. The artist using some space pods. And that I see that'll be a video. You can just, hey, look up space pods, lesson number, and then boom. I don't have to repeat myself over and over. And you see now with our new lessons, it'll be up space pods and just, okay, space pods. What is he talking about? Space pods. This artist is a little spacey. That's okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's like 4 windows here. And I got them. I don't know. I'm not shooting for accuracy. I'm just laughing. They're not accurate. They're gonna go there. Yeah, because they're a little bit closer here. And I put mine a little bit closer there. Now you'll see if you compare and contrast, see how it's the same, how it's different. That's what we're doing. We're doing heavy level thinking here, according to teachers. Compare and contrast. When they compare and contrast an essay, compare and contrast, see how things are the same, see how things are different. That's a good skill, but it can kill. That skill can kill. It's good. It's you're doing critical thinking. Looking at things, see how things are the same, how things are different, but it can also, you know, kill creativity if you let it. You know, okay, so it's not the same, or you know, what do you know, you need to know. There's going to be a lesson on that too. All these lessons are there. We just practice. That's what's the important thing. Just practice. Take notes. Here's some doors. Do. You know the day destroys the night. There's our tree. We got our first two buildings down. Our third one's in process. Here we go. We got like a little line right in here. And then 3 windows up here. 1, 2, and 3. Half finished. And this is just such a quick sketch. This artist just like it definitely did a lot faster than what we're doing here, but that's okay. It's okay. You gotta find your pace and do it at your own pace. You gotta do it at your own pace. You're playing the long game. That's the thing. Sometimes people get impatient. You need your patience. You gotta ask God, give me patience and I want it right now. Yeah, there we go. That's it. Your patience. Some of our quotes, some of our pictures that people uploaded this week have quotes and stuff on them. I really like quotes, and I really like that. It really gets you to think. Like here, I'm making it a little bit wider, and it should have probably been a little bit more to the right. The spacing right here is wrong. The spacing here is wrong. That's okay. Nobody's gonna know. Just us. Shh, it's a secret. Nothing's perfect. You just do the best you can. I can shoot for accuracy and stuff, make it a little more accurate, but sometimes it doesn't matter that much, but it's good to see it. Like, okay, it's good to see it. It's good to, we shoot for accuracy, and it's not always going to be 100%. And when it does, you just need to slow down more or use more squares. You can use more squares. We could have drawn more squares and made that difference. You know, sometimes you want to shoot for that accuracy. And here, look at this. Look at this accuracy. This tree is just a scribble. There's a tree right here. You scribble it in. Well, you see that? There we go. There's our tree. Not a flower, a tree. Make it a. I even drew quickly by a stem by accident. A little leaf. There's our tree. Scribble tree. Scribbles one way, scribbles another way. And then we got a window here, really weird window. See, these are just like little circles and ovals for the windows. Another window here, representational. It's kind of like almost symbolic painting, symbolic drawing. I need to move now I can see, I need to move I need to move this whole tower over. I'm going to move it over. Yeah, it should be on this side. I see, I'm going to move it over. And it's really simple. See, I can really simply just move it over, move it over, move it over. Top one here's a little bit thinner, but it's still, see, it's still the same height. I'm just moving it over. Not that hard. Not that hard. And I can erase that, or I can keep that, but now I can just draw it. See, right in there, right in there, fixed it. It's got that one, three little, I don't know, statues or something on top, right in the middle, and on the sides, little ovals. And then you've got the next little shape right in there like that. And then you've got like a door or a window, or I don't know, Rapunzel right there, or castle. Then you've got a little ledge up here, and it sticks out. It sticks out, so it comes out, comes around like an oval shape. Like there's an oval shape right in there. And it sticks out a little bit. And then we got the next shape, almost a square. This shape's, I would probably say it's a little taller than a square, but if you get a square in there, that's perfect. Square, same height, same width. That's the ratio. Ratios, another math word. What's a ratio? I don't like ratios. That's ratio discrimination. All right, here we go. I'm feeling silly tonight. There we go. All righty. We got that little triangle shape, and it's got a little thing on top. I think squeezing it in almost. I think I went a little too high. That's okay. Nobody knows. There it is. It's pretty accurate. I mean, it's not completely accurate, but you know, it's a lot more accurate than just drawing it by yourself, I think, sometimes when you're first learning. But you can see how it's broken down, because the hardest thing to see is space. Space. It's really hard to see space when you're first learning. And breaking things down into squares really helps, and trying to see the big shapes. What happens is you can get lost in the detail, and you like get lost here, and then you just start drawing and everything's like out of proportion. But when you see everything where it kind of goes, and the proportions and all the where everything kind of goes, that kind of helps. There we go. See these buildings, even though it's a simple scribble trees. There's another scribble tree, kind of goes this way, and then it goes around like that, and then I don't know. Then like that. All this is just one stroke. I mean, the artist who did this just did this all in one stroke really quickly. There's a tree, and that's fine. This is all symbolic. And here's the beach, and then here's this tree, kind of comes down to here. It's using space. This tree is a little bit lower. It looks like it's got a coconut or something there, and then the more scribble, just scribbles it in. There it is. See, scribble tree. Fit it right in there. All right, let's get going. Let's get going. We're almost there. We just got this little area here. We're done. Look at that. Woohoo. Sweet, sweet. That's somebody's mic. Scribbling. There's that building, and then I can see the triangle on top of that. Right in there. Ooh, and there's space in there. There's space. So I think I need to put some space between these two buildings I don't have. This one, bring it over just a little bit. Bring it up. And then, oh yeah, there's overlapping here. This one overlaps this building, so that's good. I'm trying to see this shape right here, the ratio, the height to the width is not square. There's a little bit of roundedness. That's okay, that's the artist. And it's not, if this building, is this one, there's a slight angle. Notice the angle there. The artist, this building, if it were real, it'd probably fall. No, it's okay. It's just a quick sketch. It's just a quick sketch. And that's good. You got to know what you're aiming for. This artist just said, okay, I'm just going to capture it really fast. And that's important to know. What are you aiming for? What are you aiming for? Are you aiming for accuracy? Are you aiming for just copying, you know, just what you see, what you feel? Just can't get the feel of it, you know. That's the thing. And people don't understand that. People don't understand. They say, well, it doesn't look like that. Well, it's okay. It's not, I'm just drawing what I feel. I'm trying to just get, you know, the feel of it, or trying to get the but everybody's a critic. Everybody's saying, oh, that's okay. You know, you got to know what you're shooting for. What's your target? What's your focus? What are you focusing on? What you focus on is what you get, right? Or get closer. That's your target. All right, we've got our building back here. This is, I guess, probably the church. It's got a little square. Probably, I'm going a little high. I know it, but that's okay. It's got the square there, a little door or window. Then you've got another little thing that's probably on this side. And I'm moving it. You see, I'm moving it. And then it's got the little cross up on top. There we go. Right there. Bam. There's that one. There's that building. This building also crooked. That's all right. It's all good. He's the artist. You're the artist. You have an artistic license. Hello, everybody. Congratulations. Everybody, I'm giving everybody an artistic license to do what you think and feel. What you think and feel is right. I can guide you to try to get for accuracy. That's the hard part. But you have to kind of go with what you think is right, what you feel is right, and then just keep going. Just keep going. Trust yourself. You got to trust yourself and trust other people, like people who've taken the journey. I've taken this drawing journey, so I can tell you it's a tough one sometimes. That's why I'm putting out my lessons. But it's good to go through the tough stuff. You know, it makes you stronger. It really does. It really does. And before you know it, you're done. We got our last tree. Yeah, it wasn't that tough. It looks hard. There's a lot of parts, but we broke it down. See, learn to break things down. Then it's not so hard. Like, okay, one day at a time or whatever, how you want to break it down. Sometimes you got to learn to break things down. And there it is. Ta-ta-da-ta-da. All right, next. What's next? Oh, I forget. I get lost in our drawings. We got 14 people tonight. All right. Thank you for joining us. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I can't wait for the lessons to be here. That way I can point people to what they're interested in and say, hey, and then actually we can be more specific in what we're drawing every night. All right, share our screen and move forward. Let's move forward. Oh, not that. Not Nice. Nice was nice. I'd like to go. I'd like to visit. But for now, here we go. There's Nice. There's that. We're going to skip that one because we have a request for this one. There's a lot of angles here. There's some interesting angles. There it is. When you enter or leave someone's life, close the door with love. Con cariño. Cariño is a little different from love. It's like tenderness. That's interesting. All right, so we got some straight lines here, but the angles are very interesting. The angles are very interesting. These angles are, you can see this angle here. There's an angle going up. There's a little bit of like a 1 point perspective at the top because it tapers to the top. And this one slightly comes down. It's almost horizontal. I would say, let's see, we have our computer. Yeah, there it is. See, this is perfectly horizontal thanks to our computer, but it does slightly come down. Question? You can throw it in the chat if you'd like. All right, so that we've got that angle. This one's just slightly comes down that way. And then these other angles, let's get these other angles up in here. I actually can't, you can go ahead and get the idea. It's this ratio that some of you are going to have trouble with, seeing this ratio. Well, let's see if I can break it down. See if I can see a square in there. That'll help. I'll put a square. Let's put our square in there. This ratio, because I've had this problem. That's the thing. That's why I know. And I see students struggle. When I see them and like, oh, you had trouble with this and that, and I didn't know how to explain it. Now I do. We use wrap to draw. There's a perfect square. I need to bring that up. There we go. This is a perfect square right in there. See, that's a square right there. And that helps us. Look at that. We've got a square right here, and the head is right above that. And then we get the square up here. Oh, I wish I could. I wish I could copy paste, but I can make another square from here to there. Let's try to make it as exact as possible. There it is. And I wish I could copy paste, but this is as close as we can get. Now we can get this square and bring it up. See. See, that's the same thing as a drawing we had last week. This is a little bit more than thirds. See, this is broken down into thirds by putting the square on top. You can see that top is square as a third, right? And this is going to help a lot because this is the ratio. The ratio is, I would say, well, you can look at it several ways, but the ratio, the width is 1, and it's 1 by 1.5. 1 by 1.5. So you have 1 square up here, 1 square by 1.5. This is ratios. We use wrap to draw, for those of you who are new, ratios, angles, proportions, and practice. You can look at our lessons, and once they're up, they'll all be up by next month, but I'm going to start putting them up by next week. We're going to have our grand on our website, sketchbookhero.com. our grand opening. What would it be? All right, I don't know. But there's the thirds. That's going to help. That's almost like what we did with the last drawing, right? Breaking it down into shapes. You can see the heads like right in there. Let's break it down a little bit more into the half on this side, because this is the half on this side. Look at that, was the half. And you can see the letters on the side. We're not going to do the letters, but even if we did, you can see where the letters kind of are right here in this. These three lines are in this square, and then these three lines and then are in this square with a line in the middle, and then these three squares, these three lines down here in this other square, kind of broken down. You can see the head in this square, and then the body in this square. All right, and that should help. That should help. See, breaking it down. You don't have to, and you can do grid drawing too. That's going to be a lesson as well. That'll be a grid drawing. And all right, as we go through the lessons, let's share in the chat. What time is it? 7:52. We've got one more hour of drawing here. Thank you for joining us. We'll see how much more we can do. Let's see, where's my chat? Oh, there it is. It's the one with the drawing in it. All right, here we go. All right, questions, comments? We are here.
Quick question. What
Yes.
is the writing in English again?
When you enter or leave someone's life, close the door with love. That's what it says, the Google Translate, but it says cariño is
Thank
more
you.
like, yes, you're welcome. When you enter, yeah, and this is actually kind of appropriate. Right.
Well, you said the Carino should be more like tenderness.
Yeah, cariño is more like with tenderness. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
so would a best translation be shut the door with care?
Yeah, that's it, with care. And you can see it there, C-A-R, cariño with care. Yeah, be careful. Yeah, be care.
Yeah, I thought that translation was a little off, but I wasn't going to second guess the computer without more knowledge.
Yeah, no, but yeah, it's kind of hard to second guess a computer, especially now with Chat GPT and computers getting smarter. But yeah, no, they don't always translate correctly. All right, let's get going.
I have a thing for you guys. There was
Yes.
a lady at my work in Minnesota who had a sign like this outside of the door of her office, and it said, "Everyone brings joy to this office. Some when they enter, some when they leave."
That is funny. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. And all depends on what you what you produce, I guess. Yeah. It's your vibe. That's what you, yeah, I know. Everybody, but that's positive actually. It's putting it in a positive way. That's funny. Some when they arrive and some when they leave. Oh yes. Yeah, yep. All right, let's do our squares. We've got our square thirds actually. So I mean, that's hard. Drawing thirds is hard, but if we draw the square first, I don't know, if we draw the square first, there we go. I need to see my screen. We draw a square first, then we know a square, no matter how big or small it is, we know what a square is, right? Same height, same width. Same height, same width. You can use your pencil to measure that. Same height, same width. There's our square. Bam. Now all we need to do to get thirds is cut that in half and use one of those halves up there. Now we got 3. That's thirds. Got to see all these relationships, right? The relationships, how things relate. And we get that third, bring it up, and we've got that third up here. And there's our drawing. We've got enough space for our drawing. We actually have more space. We can actually draw it bigger if we wanted to, but that's good enough for now. That's good. I'm not going to redo it. But at this level, I'd be able to do that and say, oh, okay, I got to make it bigger. So I'm going to make my square bigger. I can make this bigger. You know, just I can easily do that, but I don't want to confuse everybody. Well, we got what we got. But this is where I would be already making those changes. But this is a good size. This is a good size. All right, let's do this. All right, so we're going to break this in half again, and half right down the center. Right down the center. Bam, there's our center. And everything's angles, everything's straight lines here. You can actually even use a ruler. You can actually even use a ruler to do this if you wanted to. All right. So we've got a little bit of I don't know if it's because of the way they took the picture or what, but we are getting perspective. The perspective could have been, you know, straight in the actual drawing, but when they took the picture of this, they actually, because they took it at an angle, there's the lines taper, So if you can get it, great. If you don't, that's okay. If you want them straight up and down, it's up to you. Artistic choice. If you want the top straight too, you can do that too. Should I use a straight edge? My straight edge, here it is. Let's use my straight edge just for the fun of it. All right, here we go. Is that straight up and down? There's a slight angle. It's not even a big deal. Actually, before I do that, let's block everything in. I'm going to block everything in. Sorry. I take it back. So we've got the head that's going to be right in here. The head's going to be like, it fits in here. It actually comes down into this square a little bit, but it's mostly in this space right in there. So there's the head. Here's the shoulder. Here's this door. The door comes in here, and it's all angles. The door comes up above our three bands, whatever you want to call them. And then it comes down at this angle from here to here. There's the head. Here's the shoulder, which is kind of like then the dress is all in here. The arm comes in here. There's a hand that's like right in the middle, almost right there. See, I'm going to draw a circle, just saying where it's at. That's where the hand is. And if we have time, we draw it. If not, you can just leave it as a circle. It's okay. Sometimes it's okay to leave drawings or sketches unfinished, especially if it's a sketch. You're sketching, just doing things for fun, trying to figure things out. Leave the hand. If you want to put, you know, time on it and you can draw it in there. That hand, I don't know, you can see even that artist had trouble with that hand. He just scribbled it in. All right, there's an angle for this dress. And then the little leg that comes out over here. There it is. Boom, that's it. So everything's blocked in pretty much. I think I have it blocked in. There's a little bit of a frame on that door. There's that frame. I'm going to get that frame in there. And then on this side, her head overlaps. Ooh, overlapping. Really nice little overlap of that head, just overlapping that frame slightly as it comes through right about there. Oh, right in there. I think that's it. I think I've blocked it in pretty good. Let's draw this. All right. Ooh. Curious cariño. Cariño is lot like loving kindness. Yeah, loving kindness, cariño. I have to go. All right, Allie, thank you for see you Tuesday. All right, awesome. The 7-year-old is still drawing. Whoa. After all, it's only 8 p.m. in California. Yeah. Oh, are you in California? No, you're not in California. You're on the East Coast. We're on the West Coast. It's 8 o'clock here. Yeah, it is 8 o'clock here. 8 p.m. Oh, is it 8 p.m.? Oh yeah, we got probably like 45 minutes to draw. So let's see how much we can get in here. Let's get this going. I'm not going to talk about perspective. If you want to get the doors, I think we can put the door afterwards. Let's get this. I think let's do the girl first. Let's do the girl first. Wow. Now the faces are tough. Here we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and just draw it. Let's do the face. If the face doesn't work, then the whole drawing kind of will kind of be so let's do the hard part first. All right, so we're gonna do the hard part first. I can see that the head's in this circle space, and then here is the face, because all this other stuff is hair. The face is at an angle too. It's not that easy, but here's the cheek, and here's this angle here, that right there, bam, right in there. So you have these two lines going like that, and then you have the hair kind of cutting into that space right in there, and the top part is round. I would say all this is kind of like rounded. You can see that rounded shape, and then the way the hair kind of just comes in there, and then it goes behind the door, overlapping, more overlapping. You got to look for that overlapping. Then I can see here, now I can actually pretend that the face is on the other side as well. I can pretend it's there, and I can see the eyes. And that's going to help you make it more accurate, really, because trying to see what's not there right there. See, the eyes are kind of coming at an angle. This other eye, this would be the middle of the face right here, and I can see it. I'm going to draw it on this other side. I usually, maybe at first I would do it like this. But with practice, you don't have to. You can just see, okay, I can see that's where the door is. The nose is going to be right in there, right in the middle of that. Then the mouth right about there, smiling. Nice little smile right in there. And the nose is simple. All you're just getting one nostril, and it goes behind that line right there, that little nostril, drawing noses. And then the mouth opens up. There we go. Slightly opening up. And then this eye is really neat. It's just like an oval shape, not like a rainbow shape. And then that circle part that's underneath, more overlapping or underlapping. This goes underneath that eye right in there. And not that accurate. That's okay. Am I zooming in? Yeah. Yeah, keeping it simple, keeping it simple. There's the pupil, the dark part of the eye. I think I drew it too small because I'm having a little trouble. The pupil, and then there's the white part of the eye. I'm trying to keep that white part, the shiny part, and then the iris, the iris part. See the parts of the eye. And that's like, I'm like drawing really small with this pencil that doesn't have a good tip. But hey, that's it. You can see a little bit of an eyebrow up here on this side, and a little bit of an eyebrow on this side as it goes underneath that. And you get maybe a little bit of a line of the other eye that's in there. And here we go. That hair is really nice. The hair is really nice on this drawing. The way it flows. See, there's this one major line right in there. That's a major shape of that hair. And then that outside part of his hair coming around like that. All right. And again, it might not be exact, but that's what you're shooting for. And you'll see, you know, accuracy. It comes with time. Just be patient with yourself. Sometimes too hard. Just like, who took my honey? You know, don't be so hard on yourself, you know. I don't know. It's okay. Things happen. And sometimes yeah, until you figure it out, like, oh, okay, and you just do it for fun. Like, oh, okay, I'm just doing it for fun. I'll get it. I'll figure it out. And the more you practice, the better you get. It's the same thing like muscles, you know, you got to work at it. You got to gain your muscles. We forget how, you know, riding a bike or anything, it takes time, takes some balance, takes, you know, overcoming fears of falling, overcoming fears of making mistakes. Same thing. It's same thing. It's just doing it and doing it until you get it. And see, I didn't even talk about the hair. I talked more about what was important, really, which is overcoming mistakes and getting through it. And there we go. It's not exactly, but it's good enough. I like it. I like it. That's all that matters. That's what matters, that you like it. Then you know that you're doing your best. Yeah, you know that you're doing your best. It doesn't have to be perfect. You know that you're doing your best, and you keep doing your best, and then it gets better. And then it gets better. Maya Angelou, do your best until you know better. And then when you know better, you'll do better. All right. That neck goes in through here, pretty long neck. And then we got that arm, and then this hand that goes over it. So there's some overlapping trickery happening here. And then once I draw this hand, I'm going to draw the door. I'm going to draw the door because we got a lot of stuff that we need to take into account. So I'm going to keep this hand as it kind of is. I would probably put a little bit more. Well, I'm going to do it my way. A little bit more of this angle where the knuckle usually sticks out the most right there. And then I would do like what they did. They just did a bunch of loops for the fingers. The fingers are a little loopy, but just put them in. One loop, two loops, fruit loops, three loops, and then the pinky. Yeah, I'm gonna keep them a little more parallel. That pinky is yeah, I don't know, they had trouble with that hand. And then they did get the knuckles on this side. You get a little bit of knuckles. There we go. That's it. I like that hand. There we go. That's it. A little bit of a curve. Oh, there's on the door. All right, angles. So we're gonna get our first line in here, first line of that door, and if you have to fix it or adjust it, you know, do the adjusting. Make sure that hand is there. Make sure there is a slight angle to it. Actually, well, if you get it straight up and down, that's fine as well. But it should be really close to being straight up and down. This line should be vertical. Horizontal, vertical. Vertigo. And there's that line. Bam. There's our first line. This is the thickness of the door. This is the thickness of the door. Let me zoom out. I looked a little close. Bam. There's our door. There's the hand on that door. And adjusting it and making that right it might be a little bit of a challenge. That's okay. Now let's get the thickness of this door. Now the thickness of the door is right up here. And this angle here, and this angle depends on several factors, but it does go to the vanishing point as the door opens. Really interesting. Let's get it almost at a 45-degree angle. Let's see, 45-degree angle is like right in there. Actually, that we don't need it that steep. That's like a 45. That's a half a sheet of paper. We go up here, fold it in half. That's like half. That's 45. We need to do it a little bit less steep. So I would probably say right about there. And this is going to be our thickness, the thickness of this door. So how long this is how wide that door is going to be, right? And then I'm making probably a little bit wider. I can thin it out here now. The next line, it goes parallel with that line. That's because this is the thickness of that door. I'm going to bring it in. I want a little bit of overlap on those fingers. Right there. I just want a little bit of overlap on these fingers right there. Oh, yeah. I don't want to lose that illusion of space. Mistake. Hold down your rule, hold down your straight edge, your ruler, whatever it is, so you don't have that mistake. Oh, it's okay. We can fix it. There's that one, and then down here, there's the bottom half. All right, let's fix that. Oh, my first time bringing out my eraser. Where is it? We don't use eraser around here much. This is clay. Oh, here's the eraser. Here's one. Clean it up a little bit. I gotta clean up my erasers. What I gotta do. There we go. That's this side. And this is a watercolor pencil. This is a watercolor pencil. I can get a watercolor. I can get some water in there and actually kind of erase that too. But see, I can easily just shade over it. See, nobody knows now. See, nobody knows we made that mistake. Little mistakes. They're not mistakes. They're happy accidents. Things happen. Nothing's perfect. And you just try to aim for perfect. But you'll know. Only you know. Only us. Only we know. Only we know. It's like having a pimple on your face. It's like nobody sees it, and especially in high school, you think everybody sees it, but no, nobody sees it. Everybody's worried about their own little pimples or problems. All right, now we have that door, so we can do the rest of the stuff. All right, good night. 11:11 in New York City. Thank you for joining us with the little ones. Ooh, 11:11. Yeah, that's definitely past your bedtime. Hopefully you learned something. All right, here we go. Yeah, this drawing is a little tougher. It's cute though. It's cute. Yeah, if you got the face, great. If not, you can practice. Keep practicing the face. The rest of the stuff is just kind of coming in. Yeah, like this arm coming down, and then they assume that the other arm, I don't know, is going up. Really interesting. Yeah, it's just shapes. Bottom of the dress, a little curve to it. This leg, a little bit of a curve to it, angle coming down. There it is. And that space. Looking good. All right, let's finish this door. This door kind of went too far there. But this angle here, see, we're getting that angle. This door coming up right in there, from there to there. 2 points to make a line. If you can see the 2 points, there's a point here and a point here. Takes 2 points to make a line. Math, more math. Yes, more math. It's geometry. What did the little acorn say? Little acorn, when he grew up, geometry. Geometry. All right, that was a math joke from one of my math teachers back in the day. All right, here we go. Let's get this door. If you want it straight up and down, that's fine. I'm not going to worry about the perspective. The perspective, there is perspective happening. But yeah, I'm going to keep it simple. Keep it simple. We're just going to keep it straight up and down. If you can get that taper, great. If not, yeah. I think it was more of a I think I'm getting it, but there's more of a problem with the photograph of this drawing. And if this were actually really interesting, that you don't see the bottom of the door, but if it were there, it would come down. It would close as well. It would go up to the vanishing point, depending on where your vanishing point. These two, the top and the bottom of this, would go to a vanishing point. And then this line would go to that line there, like that door opening. Whoa, look at that. That's not in the drawing, but I know because I know. I know because I know. Knowledge. And then we can, I don't know, we can put little feet on her. I don't know, we can put, I don't know what kind of, I'm just going to keep it simple. There, like that little foot back here behind the door. There it is. And it's getting a little wider as it comes down. And these two lines too would also go to the vanishing point. This here and that there would go to the vanishing point. And the thing is that these two lines would go, these two vanishing points would be on the same horizon line, no matter how it opens and closes. There you go. See, there's a lesson without it being there. All right, now we're going to do the inside and then the outside. I think I'll be the easiest way to go about this door. The inside of the door and then the outside of the door, the frame, because the inside will give us where it kind of fits. You can see that the inside of the door kind of comes up here and up to that point right there. And then it comes, I'm going to do this all freehand. Let's just do it freehand. And then it comes in. There we go. And then it's a slightly colored green. Let's get my light green. Oh, no, it's not. Slightly colored in here. There's a little bit of a shade. It's on the inside. And then it comes down. If you get that angle coming out, that taper, that's fine. If not, you can just have it straight down. There it comes down to there. There. Well, that's the inside of that door. And I can shade this as well. Like there's darkness, and this makes her pop a little bit. It makes her pop because of that contrast. Contrast. Bam, there it is. There's that door. And then they actually have a little bit of shade on this side as well. All the shading stuff, don't worry about it. If you can get it, great. If not, it's okay. It's not the important stuff when you're learning to draw. This is not the important stuff. I mean, it makes it more real. This is the icing on the cake. You need to focus on the shapes, the lines, the structure. All right, let's get that frame around the door. There are some hinges. The hinges overlap. There's a little bit of overlapping on the hinges. Let's see, there's going to be one right about here. I can place them. One right about here. And then another one right about here. See how I just kind of like really quickly just, you know. The thing is, too many people try to just put them in with one bang without kind of like planning it out first. You know, you want to plan things out. You want to think things through a little bit. Don't just jump into the fire. And that's a good way to learn too, jumping into the fire. You know, but a little planning, a little, you know, and jumping into the fire, just kind of like, it's like you go camping, you forget something. You're like, oh man, I forgot this. And then you got to remember. You got to remember next time. Okay, next time we got to take flashlights. We got to, flashlights. Then you make a list, and then you remember. Okay, we got our flashlights. We got this. We got that. Right, and that's a hard way to learn. Next time we got to bring food. Next time, I'm gonna glamp. I'm glamping. None of this. Yeah, you learn trial by fire. That's what it is. I've learned so much that way. It's hard. It's a hard way to learn, but it's a good way to learn. I think it's hard. It's hard. But I think it's the best way, because then you really learn at a foundational level. Like I know stuff at a foundational level because I've made the mistakes. I've made, you know, all these things. And at this thickness here and you know, overlapping and seeing space. I've made the mistakes at a fundamental level. So I kind of know things at a deeper level, I think. Like, okay, I know what not to do because I've done it the wrong way. And sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you got to do things the wrong way. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Great job with this picture. I'm getting some compliments. Thanks. All right, here, this continues on this other side. There we go. And it's that same thickness on this door. Oops, this probably should have. And now after I get my compliment, I see this. I see the mistakes. It's okay. This should be a little, little bit lower. That's all right. No, it'll nobody will know. Just it's between us. See, we see our mistakes more. Sometimes we and oh my gosh, they exaggerate. It's like, you know, I don't know. People have anorexia, bulimia. It's an exaggeration. Sometimes it's not as bad as we think it is. I know there was a one of my friends. She said, "Oh my gosh," you know, she looked at a picture when she was younger and she thought she, you know, I'm like, wow, now she can see it at a different, you know, now that she's older, she can see herself. She goes, oh, I didn't think I looked at like that when I was that age. I'm like, yeah, we distort things. And that's why drawing is so important. I mean, it really helps see things, and you know, we try to see and observe with what our eyes are limited to, and science has told us there's so much more. A little bit of a shadow under that arm, and there she is, cute as a button. All right, I think that's it for this one. A little bit of perspective on it, a little bit of shading here and there, scribbles. All right, let's see what's next. Share my screen. Sharing is caring. How many people we have? We have 8 of you hanging out still. All right, what's next? What's next? Let's close that one. I'd like to see, this is why we did it. I'd like to do this one. I need practice with doors, and there's the doors. Ooh, look at that one. That one's cool. And then we got this one. And we got 2 drawings. Oh, that one. I don't know if we'll make it to that one. We got rabbits. We got a lot of drawings. Oh, this is such a good one. This is a good one for Tuesday. Alan, are you here? This is yes, you are. This is a good one.
Yes, I'm here.
This is a good one for Tuesday.
Oh, well, this one is supposed to be by Constanza, but I can carry it over to Tuesday.
Oh, sorry, I saw your name there. Yeah, it's up there. Thank you, Constanza. Yeah, we do figure drawing on Tuesdays, and this is really good. It's got nice flow. It's got nice angle. This is
I'll put it in Tuesday.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Awesome. And then this is cool. We can draw this really quick. I can sketch some of these really quick. Yeah, some of these last ones will be done quick. Like this will definitely take some time getting this. We got the other ones already. Yeah, these we're kind of running out of time, energy. Cats, they're so cute. But you see what's cool about these is it's there's almost like silhouettes. The silhouettes. You got to see the silhouette. You got to see the shape. That really helps. And there's a lot going on here on this one. I have some of those. I have some of these old Walt Disney albums. I wonder how much they're worth. I'm gonna have to start selling my stuff because I need to raise money for my trips. Here we go. Long narrow inlet that was created by a glacier, often with steep cliffs on either side of it. It's formed when a glacier cuts into rock and when resulting valley is flooded by the ocean.
This is a fjord in Denmark.
In Denmark, the fjords. Scandinavian. Oh, this is a nice one too. This is a nice simple one. You're gonna have to do this on your own. Yeah. Oh, this one's a good one too. Oh, too much good stuff. Oh, you see, I'd be here drawing all night. Oh man, beach stuff. And back to where we started. All right, let's get this. Let's pick at this pace too. Oh, let's do. I think I like that one. All right, so we got some circles here. Let's draw this out. Break it down. We can break it down to halves. You can see this circle is bigger. This one here, that one right in there. There's that one, and then there's this one. I kind of see that circle, and then it kind of sticks out. It doesn't. It's not a perfect circle, but you can see the size. Like here, how in there, that's in there, and then this circle in there, with some of the palms sticking out a little bit more on this side, right? And then boom, it come in here from the center. And this from upper right of that circle, that center on that part. Whoa. Oh, my screen just went really light back behind me. I saw it and how it flows out here. And then you got that line there. Wow. All right. Some people were asking for beach scenes. This is, I'm going to draw this a lot quicker. Let's see, is this the middle? Let's see, I think it is the middle. Let me put a square on here. that really tells me where the fourths are. Use the fourths. All right, let's use the fourths. A little visual out there. Let's see the middle. That's right in the middle. Bam. Top half, and you can see this half right there, right in that middle there. These little square points. And you can see that kind of broken down into fourths on that paper. All right, let's I wish I could screenshot it with those little things there. Because once I go to screenshot, I think I lose my I lose the little squares. Well, let's see if it does or doesn't. I got to do it to everybody. Everyone in meeting. Oh, somebody, that was a personal goodbye somebody sent me. Oh no, there it goes. I think. Oh yeah, they are going to show up. All right, cool. The little squares show up. There we go. All right, let's do this. Let's do this beach scene. With all the rain we've been having. Oh my gosh, all the rain we've been having. So much rain. I don't know I don't know. We've got more rain coming next week. We've got more rain coming. All right, I'm going to do it a little smaller than my paper. Oh no, let's do the size of my paper. I can see it on the screen. And I'm going to do it pretty quickly. We've got right the middle. There's the middle, our ocean, our skyline, our eye level. This is all that right there, right in here. It's all our eye level, our skyline, our horizon line. We've got we got our two circles where our trees are. There we go. I'll break this in half as well. This one just to kind of block everything. We did this in fourths because I see it. Use the fourths, and then so I see this circle way up here. This big circle comes below our horizon line. This circle is going to be right in there, right in there. Right, actually, yeah, probably a little bit more over here and adjust it right in there. That big, and then the other circle over here coming below the horizon line as well. Right in there, a little smaller. Now, what's important with these circles are the centers. The centers. This one's right in the center. So we get to break it into fourths. Right in there, that's the center. And then on this one, the center, or where everything comes out of, is somewhere up here. So let me see if I break it into fourths. It's going to be somewhere up here in this fourth fourth of the fourth. So this is fourths of the circle, and then this is a half, and then a fourth up, right in here, right at that fourth, a little bit to the right of that center, right there, a little bit to the right, and then that's it. We've got a boat in here, and I would probably put it like a little triangle right in there. It's a triangle boat. What else do we have? We have some wave in there. We've got some rocks. Really simple drawing, really nice, clean drawing. Let's get that trunk in there. The trunk kind of sweeps from the center right here, sweeps and comes down. I'm using my wrist from that sweep. Look at that. Oh, nice little sweep to right about here, right there. And then this one sweeps a little bit to the left, and then sweeps a little bit to the right in there. And it's on the same level. And let's block this other stuff in. We've got a triangle of palms right in here. I can see this triangle of palms. See this triangle right in here? There's this triangle right in there. Ooh. Hello. Hey.
I'm going to send you an email to you.
Uh-huh.
I tried to create a picture long so that when I started to do a job, recruiters did the whole,
Right.
I don't really my own application. Really need to find messages. I don't want that to happen with someone else.
Right.
So, are you guys looking at or
Yeah. But you'll have to give me half an hour. I'm in my class right now. It's a you can Chavez Arts at Outlook. Arts, Chavez Arts. Arts with an S. Yes, you do. All right, okay. I'm sorry about that, but we looked at these other shapes. I left you off at this triangle here. This triangle here. I'm trying to see the big shapes. Since there's a lot going on, right? If you can get lost in the details, you can get lost in. If you're trying to get out of the forest, right? You're not going to get out of the forest by looking at the leaves. You're going to get out of the forest by climbing up high and seeing the big shapes. You know, you want to see the big stuff. So we have this big triangle here. We have this other kind of like triangle here. And it's two shapes. I know it's two, but I see this big shape here, right? The bigger the better. And these two palms on this side are fronds. I think they're called fronds. Yeah, fronds. Palm fronds. And this shape is right in there, right? I'm seeing these big shapes, and there's three on this side, but I'm seeing this big shape, and I can see the one in the middle. And then I can actually see it as one big shape, as and break it down into. It's really interesting how I can focus on different things, and you should practice doing that. Practice seeing this as a big shape, medium-sized shape, small shapes, and then go back and forth, kind of focusing back and forth on this thing. And that'll help you with your accuracy, because then you can see how it all fits, the big shapes, the middle-sized shapes, and how it all kind of goes. It's an exercise in focus. Like in here, there's this big shape that kind of goes in there. These three that are in here, I can see this is one shape. I know it comes out right in there. And I'm just scribbling it all in, kind of like putting it all in. I got my boat, I got my palms. I've got this that's gonna kind of go in there. Now I'm ready to sketch it all in, or do the drawings in there. Okay. I can go in here and say, okay, right in here, we've got this thing kind of going. Okay, let's get that center line first. That kind of helps. And then we can go back and forth as it comes up. I'm not even counting. I'm just getting the feel of it. And it kind of goes right in there for that one. Prawn. Then we've got this this one. So I'm going from top left down to the right. I'm going from left to right. From the center up here, comes up and then down like that. This line right here, that line is crucial. That one right there. And then once you have that, we just fill it in with the little these little back and forths, back and forth, 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 back and forth. And getting the feel of it. I'm not worried about accuracy. I can see where it fits and how it fits. I mean, I don't know. I'm getting the feel of it. The feel. We got the one prawn up that way, and then the one underneath it. Because it's on top, actually, I'm gonna do this one first. This one kind of comes up here and then goes down. It has a nice little curve at the tip, that little curve on the tip, and then it's just back and forth seesaw again. And noticing the angle of it, this angle, I'm also noticing the angle of that, those little honey, like comb, I don't know what it is. Probably a little too wide. I'm trying to keep it going back and forth in the space. I'm just filling it in, almost like a Zentangle. Our Zentangle artist is gone. Pearl art. And that's what it's about. It's about the effort. It's about effort. Putting in the effort. You can't sing the blues till you pay your dues. You want to sing the dues, you gotta sing the blues, you gotta pay your dues. You gotta practice with a purpose. Practice with a focus. All right, we've got two. And this one again, there's one in the front and one behind. Right? I'm gonna sharpen my pencil with a blade. Pushing away, being really careful. I'm holding on to it like this, and to make sure that the edge don't cut myself. And then I'm just using this thumb to kind of push the wood out, and use more of the lead. Less waste, less haste, less waste. Take your time with it. Push it, little whittling, little carving here. If you sharpen your pencil, whatever you use is fine. I like to conserve. I like to save trees. I like to, You know, people talk about global warming, and some people, you know, say there's no such thing. But even still, there's too much waste. There's either way, if there's global warming or not, there's too much waste. People waste too much. Like, okay, all right. Does that mean, you know, if you believe it or not, there's still got to take care of what we have, our planet, if you believe in global warming or not. All right, so this tree was brought to you by a tree and the color green. Ta-da. You're still paying attention. Oh man, we're going for how many hours? 8:30.
I'm paying attention. That was funny.
Okay, thanks. There. All right, so this tree here, okay, so I'm doing not the outside one. This one's on top of this other one. So it's going up, over, and then down at this angle. See, notice I'm noticing these two angles with a little bit of a curve on it. It's going kind of almost straight, then down to right about here, and then it curves out this there. And I don't think it goes that low. It's okay. Then I'm just going to go all the way up with a little back and forths. Back and forth. I'm trying to get a little thinner slices. There we go. Back there to the middle. Then the one behind it. See, this one comes behind it at this angle, that straight, and then down. See, these two angles. A little bit of a curve, and then just back and forth, seesaw again. Back and forth, seesaw, 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 and then behind, it's behind this one. That's why I did this one first. Well, this one's behind. And there it is. Ta-da, ta-da. Then we got another one right in here, right from the center down, oops, down there. And it's got two sides. The left side's a little bit closer to our center. So this is our center, down to there. And the left side's a little bit closer. So I'm gonna go a little bit closer, a little bit darker, because I'm doing some overlapping on top of what I just drew. And I'm going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth to a point. There it is, to that point. Then we're doing the other side. The other side's a little bit longer. This one side was a little bit tighter, and this side's a little bit further out. So let me see. Bring it out just a little bit more. Back and forth. Oh, a little bit out, not wider. And back and forth, back and forth. Changing my angle. There it goes. That's it right there. The angle is straightening out. Let's see, this is going one angle and this is going another angle. This angle is more accurate. That's okay. Nobody will know. Just you. I'm letting you in on all the secrets. All right, so this is this side. Now this side of this palm fronds. Sounds French. This is the top part on this side, and then it comes down. Notice that shape. And then we got the bottom, the little zigzags, the little back and forths. Again. Back and forth right there. There we go. That's it. All right, two more and we're done. We got the two more that are in here. And you can see that palm tree is almost done. All right, so I'm getting the top lines. Now on this side, it's a little different. This side is these lines here are on the top right. On this side, they were on the top left. But it's these lines, these two lines. I'll draw both lines first. These lines that are coming out right in there. Those are kind of like the guiding lines, and then the little serrucho, the little saw-like teeth go underneath the little what are these? They're not pine needles. They're the leaves. These are the leaves. Let's put them inside. I'm just going back and forth really quickly. The artist kind of, I think, did them pretty quick. There's one side, and then the one in the front did a little backwards this time. Let's go. That's okay. It's all works. There we go. Back and forth, back and forth. There it is. Close it up a little bit. Open it up, I mean. It looks like a spot in there. There we go. There's our palm tree. Now we need to get that center, and I'm using my wrist again. Little wrist action right there to down here. Look at that. Okay. That fits perfectly with that. My wrist. Hey. So awesome when it works like that. I'm trying to get that right. Wow. Nice little, and then it does open up, and I don't know, it's a little bit of bulby at the bottom. Then you got you've got cross hatching, or actually not cross hatching, it's just hatching. These lines just hatch. There's just lines that kind of come in here for the shadow of that little hatch marks as it comes down all the way down like that on that side of the tree. One tree down, one to go. Let's draw the boat for the boat of it. See, on this side it curves in. I saw the triangle that curves in, and then this side curves out like that. See, but I got the shape of it. I got the ratio, and now I got the curves. And then the bottom is straight, and then we've got this. And what this helps because we know where our horizon line is, or the water line. Still a horizon right there, and the boat overlaps, overlaps that horizon, and the tree overlaps the horizon. But now I can draw the horizon last. Draw what's on top first, and then what's behind afterwards. Right in there. Boom. All right. I think mosquitoes are coming. All right, let's get this other palm. Do it a little faster now. So get this left to right again. This is the top of that palm right there, and then just the back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Right there. Bam. And then we got this other one right underneath it, right behind it. Back and forth again. I got that main branch, and then just back and forth inside. There it is. And then this one, ooh, this one goes on top. This one's a little bit overlapping. So I can still overlap. Try to get that overlap a little bit. And then it goes, that curves, and then it straightens out. And again, this is not in a perfect circle. These leaves, palms, fronds stick out beyond that circle. They stick out a little bit more of that circle. So it's not more of that circle shape. I do see that circle shape, but I know these ones stick out a little bit further. And I didn't want to make it into an oval, but I can see that circle and how far they go out. See, I still have those other ones. And this one has a really nice tapered shape. This whole thing, I can see kind of like a tapered tail shape. That's that famous tapered tail. You look at our recordings, you heard it here first. It's that shape. You see that shape over and over. There it is. I'm just scribbling it. I'm getting, it's getting late. Here we go. I'm just doing it. All right, let's just do it. Just do it. That's the thing. Just do it. I mean, I don't know. That's half the battle, just doing it. I'm here for support and guidance and direction, but sometimes you just got to do it and figure it out. And that's like, okay, just do it. Don't be scared. Mistakes are part of the process. And then the more you do it, then you're like, oh, okay, I've seen that mistake. I'm not going to do that anymore. We'll do it this way. But don't quit. Sometimes people stop. They stop drawing. See, like here, I did mostly like lines. The trunk right in there, right underneath. There it is. It does bulb out a little bit at the bottom. And then you've got the hatching. And there's hatch marks. And that takes some practice to do as well. Practice your hatch marks and shading and get to shading. There we go. Let's get this is the top part. There it is. And then underneath we have the scribbles. Let's see, try to get the angle. If I'm going to break this one down a little bit. Try to get the shape of it. Let's see, I see this shape. And I can see the angles right in there, the angles. I can see the shape and the angles. And then now I can just scribble on top. And maybe I should have explained that earlier, but you can go back, watch this video, and do it again. I know Pearl, she doesn't like drawing things more than once, and I didn't either. But sometimes you gotta practice. Sometimes I'll miss stuff. I'm like, oh, I should have explained that better. It's all good. It's all good. All right, we got this shape right in here. This other one under and over this prawn. There's one there, one over here, and then one more up here. So we got 3 more to do, and we're almost done with this. One up here. Let's start with the top, and then just go back and forth. It's although it's behind. Should have went from right to left. Let's go right to left, because this is on top. It's easier to do this stuff on top. Here we go. See, we don't have to worry. We just do it because it's on top. And this one is back and forth, back and forth. It's on top, and then this is underneath. So this is going to be underneath, right in there. There's the top line, it comes out, and then this one's underneath, and it just fits right in here, right in there. Scribble, 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 and then this one back and forth as well, back and forth underneath. Fill it in, fill this in, and ta-da! Our palm trees. And you can use, did I use a straight edge? I don't know if I used a straight edge for my horizon line, but it looks good. Now all the lines, there's more cross hatching here, a little bit of shading, just quick hatch marks for the boat. Let's see, what else did I miss on the boat? There's 2 lines, 2 curves, one there, design on the boat. And this is how we draw everything. You go from general to specific, general to specific. That's a SMART goal. SMART goals, you go specific, and then you break it down. So a SMART goal is specific. Like this is specific, the specific drawing. But then we go from general to specific when we're drawing it. And that's almost like the plan. The plan, goal setting. What's the goal? The goal is to go to the beach. That's the goal. That's general. Specific, okay, we're gonna need a cooler, we're gonna need an umbrella, we're gonna need lotion, we're gonna need this wave right here. We're gonna need our surfboard. So this wave, I'm gonna do this oval shape in here. It's not a really clear wave. It almost looks like a crater to me. But there's the top part of the wave, and it's just, I'm just gonna little squiggles like the top part, and it should kind of like that. I'm gonna come down here. Anything that's my criticism, and then there's it doesn't really curve anyway. I'm gonna do the bottom. It's gonna be, yeah, because the top is a little bit smoother, and the bottom is gonna be like, it has more of this up and down kind of stuff to it with little circles on it, because the bottom is not as regular as the top on a wave. And then I don't know, you've got some of these little lines that are not really clean, but I'm gonna clean, I guess I'll make them a little cleaner, a little longer. And then there's a line that's underneath it. Yeah, that's it. That's good enough. That's good enough. Not perfect. That's okay. You've got to learn to let it go too. Okay, it's not perfect. It's okay. As I know you're aiming for it and perfection and being a perfectionist. It's good to have standards. It really is. You don't want to just marry anybody. Right? It's and it's hard. It's hard. I mean, I don't know, the dating scene. Who said that with the door tonight's when you open or close the door? Yeah, that's hard. Breaking up with somebody. I've never been on this side of breaking up with somebody on the door. I've usually been on the other side. But I don't know, it's hard. You gotta be con cariño, with the gentleness and especially, I don't know, it's a really good person. A really nice person. So, you know, sometimes you just need to, I think, move on. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. I don't know how to say it. Yeah, without getting into detail. Speaking of detail, we got the rocks down here, and we'll rock this out. We got one rock here, one rock there, and then another rock over here, a shell. I don't know what it is. Looks like I think it's a shell. And then we got this all this scribble that we didn't really make a lot of space for. Probably should have been a little bit more I don't know. Something's wrong with the spacing in here. That's okay. It doesn't matter. It's all right. Just do it. Just do it. The mistakes is where the lessons are. I'm like, oh, okay, I had trouble there. Why is that wrong? What's that? What's wrong with that? Is it the ratios? Is it the angles? Is it the proportion? Is it the placement? I think it's a placement. We're having a little placement trouble. That's okay. It's not a big deal. It's not. A little hatching for that rock. Another little rock on here with a line below it. There it is. All right, disposable plastic mechanical pencils are landfill horror, aren't they? Oh my gosh, we're talking about yeah, pencils and taking care of your materials, and yeah, I know. But the mechanical pencils, you see, that's the thing. Some people just use the pen once the lead's gone, that's it. No, you should be using it like, that's the thing. You should have a really nice mechanical pencil made of, you know, like some, you know, durable thing, and then you just replace the leads, Ideally, that's the way it should be, ideally, in an ideal world. But no, we live in a disposable consumer society. That's if you're not consuming, I know it's sad. It's sad. But then then you're putting people out of jobs. But yeah, you know what? Those jobs, we need to find out what we value and revalue the world. Yeah, because we're too much on consumerism. Yep. All right. Speaking of living on the ocean, and we probably forgot some waves. I'm looking at it. There's other little waves and stuff. We can put those in with a little crash. You see that top, and then the bottom kind of like goes back and forth. Yeah, well, there's more little waves. I don't know. And some shading. Well, this doesn't have shading. All right, not too shabby. My nephews are addicted to them, and water bottles. Oh gosh, yeah, the water bottles. Don't get me started. Oh my gosh. I know a science teacher, I won't mention any names, but he, you would think a science teacher, like, hey, let's save the planet and stuff. No, he doesn't know. He doesn't do a good job at recycling, let's put it that way. Because he does every once in a while, but not always. I guess, yeah, I don't know. I guess we have, sometimes it's hard when we have it, when we're going through troubles. I think, well, is that it? I don't know. I'll take requests. I'll take, you guys are here. I mean, I'll draw any of these. This one actually looks hard, but it's not too bad. I'll draw it really quick. Am I sharing? I don't know. Those of you guys are here. I mean, I
An
appreciate
animal.
Huh?
An animal. Because I have to practice doing animals. That's my challenge
Oh, is it
to
awesome?
do
All right, we'll do
animals,
it.
and I haven't been able to do real animals. I can copy something that is drawn because the lines are already there, but like
Yeah.
a real animal, I just can't do it.
Okay. Well, let's see. Yeah, it's complex. What kind of animal?
Oh, any animal.
Any
Doesn't
animal?
matter as long as it's from a picture of an animal,
Yeah,
not
okay.
from a
That's why.
drawing
That's
of
why.
an animal.
I'm gonna look one up. So I don't know. You tell me.
No, you can pick any animal as long as it's from a picture of a real animal.
Yeah. Okay, well, there's a dog here, and this is a dog sitting. Dog sitting. This is a good pose, but from a picture you get more. So dog sitting. Let's see. Dog sitting. Oh, look at those images. Ah, look at this. This is like really like that same picture. Oh, did I lose that picture? I think I did, but look at this one.
Cool.
Cool. And oh, look at this one. I actually like this one better. And this one's a little bit harder, but you can actually see some of the structures. Oh, look at this one here. Yeah, look at that. All right, well, let's do this one. I like this one. Let me copy this image address, copy image address. There it is. Put it up here. Paste it. Our last drawing for the night. Ooh, 8:50. Oh, 8:45. It's all right. I'll shoot over there right now. It's okay. It's all good. All right, here we go. Let's break this down. Let's break it down. Now there's a couple of parts. There's two things to know about this. There's the shapes and then there's the anatomy, right? I'm going to point out the shapes first and then I'll point out the anatomy, which sometimes they coincide, like here, the skull and stuff. And usually like there's a circle shape here. You can see that circle shape or that oval shape. And trying to get that form to make it solid, but that's usually there. And see, it's a little bit more of an oval. You can see that little bit of an eye pop out just a little bit right in there. Then the snout, and I won't get too much into form, but you can see this coming out at that angle, this coming almost straight down, and then this coming like back at that angle, and then at that angle, and then the mouth opening up. More shapes. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of oval shapes. Let's see. Yeah, where's circles? In here you've got the you got some bones. This is actually where I think the wrists might start. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because the elbows are up here and the shoulders. And here's a knee, and look at that shape right in there. This one's a little hard to see, but the knee kind of comes up and then it comes back. And this whole thing here is the foot. That's the foot. And this whole thing is the paw, I believe, as it goes up. All right, let's see. Yeah, the biggest thing is understanding and maybe even studying the structure underneath as far as the bones and stuff. Because then you kind of know what's going on here with the shoulder. It's under the fur. It's under the fur, and then the neck, and the way everything kind of goes. And this shoulder blade right here, you can see the shoulder blade. Actually, that's the shoulder blade as it comes down here. There. All right. I don't know what else we can do. This is also part of the rib cage. He's got a bit of a belly. All right. Let me see. Try to get the angle. This angle is really important, and getting it solid, like a solid shape, is a hard part. I can only draw really circles. I can't really draw. If I draw ovals, they only go vertical and horizontal. But I can, let's see, show you this whole form right in there, and notice how it sticks out right in there. See that see how it comes out? See how it comes out? It's capturing that form and these angles when you do this drawing. This here comes out there, and then this comes out there, and then it here, because of the belly, does go out and then back in. That back, and getting that, and then this should usually rounds out. I mean, it usually rounds out here, but you got a little bit of a belly too happening. But you can see that shape and form. And then the tail, you got two angles really. It curves, but you want to see these two angles, this angle and then that angle. And it does taper, but it's those two angles that kind of help. This one is straighter. This kind of curves more. And again, there's that little ball that should be there too. This should help breaking it down. This should help breaking it down. And then he's got, yeah. It's a boy dog. All right, let's screenshot it and put it out there for you. And I'll do this pretty quick. Let me see. Here we go. There we go. Let's see. Bam.
Yeah, and I will practice it and then I will post it, because
Great.
I was watching it. What was it? Someone was telling me that I should practice, or maybe it was you, I have no idea. S curve, C curve, and tapered something or other.
Yeah, the different, yeah. And then when
Or
it comes
the shapes, these circle triangles in the shape of a real thing.
right. Yeah, I can't remember what method that's called. There's a certain name for that method. All right, well, let's just do this. I'm gonna sketch it out. See, the biggest shape, that big shape of that body is what I'm seeing. It's kind of like this oval shape, and that kind of gives me, and it'll help make it solid, help make that dog solid there. And then I know that I have that circle, the breast part of that dog right in there. That's that breast part. So you can see that the width and the length and the angle that I see. And then that circle part, that's that circle part. And then here I can start adding that the angles for the neck, then the head, the head's going to be up here. And the head, I'm making it a little bit bigger. So I'm adding to it. I'm going to push it right to the top of that. I'm not going to have time to make any changes, but I'm going to have to make it up here. And I might have to adjust it, as this is the head. And this is the most important part. There's that circle. And then you've got the snout that just kind of comes out and then just kind of comes out. See, it's just added onto there, kind of like a duck. Not that far. And this, get this angle here. See, I'm cutting off that nose. I just cut it off straight, and then that. And yeah, it's just studying too. You want to probably draw dogs for a while, and then look for other artists and see how they've broken it down, drawing dogs. I mean, it does take a while. You can see the anatomy and how other people draw the dogs. All right, so I'm gonna zoom in on that face and just focus on the face, and then just bring it all out from there. I think the head should have been bigger. I think I'm going to bring everything down. Yeah, because I already know this is too close to the top of my paper. So I'm gonna bring everything down. Well, yeah, this is an adjustment as I draw, but that's okay. I kind of messed it up. But that's okay. This is ears going to go here. And I'm looking at these relationships, and I see this triangle shape. I see this triangle shape. These are the main angles, these 3 angles here. See those 3 angles? And like I said, seeing something general to more specific. And if I break this down to being more specific, I can. This eye is going to be right in here. There's going to be an eye right about there. That's that part. And then the mouth. And the mouth kind of comes open. I'm adjusting it now. Right in there. And here is where I'm happy with this. See, this is the important part. I'm happy with this head of the dog, although I'm not happy with the placement. It's a little too close to the top of my paper, but that's more or less where the head is going to be. And I'm bringing it in a little bit still. I think the snout, I'm looking at this big shape now. See, I'm going back and forth. I'm looking at this big shape and noticing that it's probably sticking out a little too much. I can adjust it, because I'm looking at the big shapes, small shapes, medium shapes, and going back and forth. And the more you practice, the faster you can get at doing that, and kind of see that. And here I can even see almost like a triangle right here with it. Usually there's the sternocleidomastoideus. This is a muscle that kind of comes in here. And then this here, I'm going to bring everything down just a little bit. See, I'm bringing that down, bringing this down. And it will see these 2 angles here. I can see that angle there, and then this angle there. See these 2 angles, pull that back. And there's that dog. You can kind of already see it kind of coming in. And this is just a quick sketch, and then I can do the drawing on top. See, I'm seeing the structure. I see the structure first. The structure, I can see the structure, and here's that shoulder, and that shoulder kind of attaching right in there. And then the hand, and then the other that paw right there, and the paw coming out right there. This is the paw, this whole paw right in there. And then this other arm, noticing the angle, and noticing I kind of go back and forth. I can see out and in. I can focus out and in, seeing the big shapes and then the small shapes, and then the detail last. The detail I don't worry about. I can see that paw kind of sticking out in here. Like all the little parts, I can see this as one big paw, one big shape, and see how that shape fits in there. Then in here, and then here that back leg. It's usually bigger, but it's that oval shape that's right in there, and how it attaches. And then you've got this other oval right in here. This whole foot, actually, it's a whole foot. It's this foot inside. And then the tail, the 2 angles. You got this angle here, and then it goes out at that angle with a little bit of a taper. And look at that. That's pretty good as a quick sketch. And then you can just go in there and start, like here, that triangle for that ear, there's a little bit of a curve to it. It pushes it out. See, it just goes out slightly. And I'm like looking at it at a little more detail, a little more, and I can make these little changes, seeing these little, how it curves in and out, and the detail and how it all fits in there. And it's a puzzle, right? And putting all these puzzle pieces together now. I see these big shapes and now the little shapes, and how this goes over, and then how this eye kind of sticks out on the side a little bit, points out a little bit, and then the snout. And then bring that snout in a little bit because it was going a little too far out. And then just shade it. I don't have to get all the detail. I'm not worried about the detail. I mean, I'm worrying about these big shapes and big stuff. And yeah, you can always, I mean, if you want to go back and with the detail, get the detail accurate, that's fine. This tongue sticking out. And some stuff I'm just doing really fast, like the teeth, I didn't even explain. I'm just doing it. It just becomes automatic after a while. It just becomes automatic practicing. Where it comes so automatic, artists don't know how to teach it because they just do it without thinking. and they just do it. They've forgotten. Like trying to explain somebody how do you tie your shoes. You just do it. You don't one loop over here, another loop that way. It's too much. Like this eye right now. I mean, there's a lot more to an eye. I'm not going to get into, but I'm just doing it automatically. Just and I know the parts and how it all is, and then a little eyebrow up here, and I can lose some of it just by shading it. I mean, I can shade it and you lose some of that detail, but the detail's under there. And then the nose, I can let's see, put it a little bit darker, and then fade it out. And this is all just shading and stuff. All this is just the icing on the cake and stuff. But what's important is the structure, that structure, and the structure. You can see that structure here, and I can see it's solid. It's a solid drawing. It's pretty solid. It's a pretty solid drawing. That's pretty solid. Not perfect, but it's pretty solid. Just pretty quick. You get that inside of that yeah, this angle and how it tapers, and that other. And I can almost do a cartoon of it, and then here like the paws, because I've drawn dogs before. Yeah. Then you can see the angles here. There's a nice angle there and a nice angle here. See those two angles, bam and bam, and then the bottom is almost rounded like that. See, and then this side there's an angle here, another roundedness here. The little paws, rounded too, little nails, yeah. And see, yeah, it depends on how much detail, but what's important is that structure, the structure. Let's see that there's an elbow right in here, actually. I've drawn dogs before, so yeah, there's an elbow up in here. And it goes up in there. Now, then, there we go. This back leg. Right in here, curving onto this foot. That's right on there. Yeah, seeing the shape, seeing the form helps a lot. Hopefully that helps. Again, it's just practice. I mean, you're not going to get it the first time, but this is the process. You can see me do it and me talk about it and know it's a struggle. The struggle is real, but then when you start getting it, it's like, oh, I'm getting it. The bigger the struggle, the just like any hero, right? The bigger the villain, the bigger the hero. If you're taking on big villains, then that hero is like, whoa, nice. Or if you're taking, the warrior, the sketchbook hero, just sketching on if you keep it simple all the time, it's like, and keep it safe. You gotta take on challenges sometimes. And like same thing with me. Who would have thought me, a little shy second language speaker, is here now teaching people how to draw all over the world. I don't know. There it is. All right. Any questions, comments, complaints? I am over time. I need to leave. I need to go to my mom's. So we'll see. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We will call it an evening.